Access Sacramento presents Hometown Sports Game of the Week. Major underwriting support this season for Hometown Sports Game of the Week on Access Sacramento is provided by the Sacramento Metropolitan Cable Television Commission. Access Sacramento also thanks Sharif Jewelers, fine jewelers since 1932. Sharif Jewelers, a longtime sponsor of community television. And Folsom Lake Honda, a proud sponsor of Access Sacramento's Hometown TV and Game of the Week, and a partner in our community, Folsom Lake Honda.
Pow! Touchdown, Bulldogs!
Well, there you see Schaefer going upstairs again and wide open in that end zone.
We have Sac-Joaquin Section, Les Schwab Tires, football playoffs. Good evening and welcome to Prairie City Stadium on the campus of Folsom High School, where tonight we have a supreme Division I semifinal round playoff battle as the Elk Grove Thundering Herd journeys up the hill to take on the top-ranked Folsom Bulldogs on the Hometown Sports Game of the Week presented by Access Sacramento. Good evening and welcome to Prairie City Stadium with the Imperator of Analysis, Jim Domino. I'm Will James, and we have what we think is possibly the game of the year upcoming. No offense to any other matchup, but we have number 1 versus number 3. We have two 11-1 squads, and we have the champions of the two most ferocious conferences in the area, the Sierra Foothill League, reigned by Elk Grove, and the Delta League, Folsom High and Elk Grove, Jim.
Well, it doesn't get any better than this, and the fans are in for a delight. The live fans here sitting, as well as your TV viewers, going to see a great football game. Quarterbacks are matched up. They've thrown the most TDs in the area, and I'll tell you what, we're going to see an aerial circus here tonight.
Now, these teams have some history. The last time they met, it was a colossal war staged a year ago. It was in the finals, the Sac-Joaquin Section finals at Sac State. We were there. We saw the ball game, and it was splendid, to say the very least.
Well, it's as good as it gets. Jeffries threw for over 300 yards, a 35-27 victory for Folsom in a hard-fought game. Capacity crowd at Sac State were witnessed by a terrific ball game in the finals.
Well, both teams had to have victories to come into tonight's matchup. They have momentum coming in, and both ball clubs won handily as we see the last meetings.
Well, let's start with Elk Grove. They took on Turlock at home. No contest, 42-19. Machado, the old left-hander, threw for 4 TDs.
The Herd thundered hard in that one, and for Folsom, the air raid bombs were devastating.
Very, very devastating as Joe Curry threw for 4 touchdowns. Once again, he's got a ton of great receivers, and you'll see him tonight.
Impact players are plentiful for Chris Nixon's Thundering Herd. It will have to be the Herd headliners carrying the load tonight.
Well, they are. Let's start with the shot out of the quarterback, 35 touchdowns. Gavin Reinwald, gifted wide receiver. There you see McMillan, a great outside receiver. Elred, one of the top linebackers and downmen in the area. Jack Belici, tight end and linebacker. Outstanding Herd headliners.
Chris Richardson's Bulldogs will counter with the big-time Bulldogs here at home.
Well, let's start with quarterback Joe Curry. 46 touchdown passes, having a phenomenal year, throwing for over 3,000 yards. Greg Stallworth, their outstanding wide receiver. Eric Davis, a threat from that slot back position. Ariel Nagata leading that defense. Sean Johnson moving from the secondary to an outstanding linebacker in the league.
We have the table set to rival any Thanksgiving banquet. Stay with us. When we come back, we'll check in with Rick Stewart. He's got a lot more on tonight's big semifinal matchup. We'll be right back.
Maybe he's really focused.
Hey, Michael. Michael. Maybe he likes spinning the wheels.
Maybe he just loves trucks.
Maybe he's just being a boy.
Preoccupation with objects is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
What are you, superheroes?
Just four brothers who hate bullies and love this city.
Gear up, guys.
I guess sometimes things just happen. Devastating things. It's got nothing to do with fairness. Bam. Your whole world changes in an instant. And you never see it coming. That's what happened to me. The day my mother had a stroke. I'm Paul George, and I want you to learn the signs of a stroke fast. F-A-S-T. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. Because the sooner they get to the hospital, the sooner they'll get treatment. And that can make a remarkable difference in their recovery. Protect the ones you love. Spot a stroke. F-A-S-T.
Welcome aboard. We're at Prairie City Stadium in Folsom for tonight's Division I semifinal playoff battle. Elk Grove taking on the host Bulldogs. Welcome to Access Sacramento's hometown sports game of the week.
For tonight's game. First, let's talk about Elk Grove and Chris Nixon. His 9th year, his record's 85-27 there at Elk Grove. 6 straight seasons with 10 or more wins, more likely 11 or more with some of those seasons. 5 league titles, 6 consecutive playoff appearances. He's 15-5 in the postseason. That's his record. For Folsom, Chris Richardson, his 12th year, there's his record, 130-24-1, 10 seasons with 10 or more wins, 5 league titles, 5 section titles, including 4 straight, 2 CIF state championships, 2010, 2014, 2 good coaches, 2 good programs, 2 quality outcomes tonight. Let's see what happens. I'm ready for some football, guys.
I know you are, Rick Stewart. Both clubs are also ready to go. Terrific turnout here for the Elk Grove fans. They've just about filled up the visiting side of the stadium here. A larger turnout than host Folsom has come up with, Coach Domino.
Without, that's really quite a surprise here because Folsom usually fills this side. I don't know if it's Turkey Day or what, but Elk Grove is filling their side.
Elk Grove dressed in their road whites, trimmed in gold numerals and headgear, and host Folsom in their traditional royal blue trimmed in red and white. Elk Grove will be kicking off from our right to our left, doing the honors for the herd to be kicking off tonight, Hunter Petrusek. And we are ready to roll here in this D1 semifinal. The boot, a line drive taken at the 14-yard line. And it's a good run back with an alley up the near sideline. Big speed. And finally shoved out, crossing into Elk Grove territory on the run back. And I want to welcome the Access Sacramento Live cable TV audience to this broadcast. The CIF and the teams were unable to agree to wait for our live broadcast window to open, and Access Sacramento's obligation to the Sacramento County television programs from our member producers must come first. So here we go. The return is going to come back, and we'll wait for clarification from our game referee. Renan Maddox, he's working with umpire Carter Matisse, head linesman Jerry Springer, Max Tapia, the line judge, Dave Guerrero, the back judge.
Well, Caden Bennett had a terrific return. Too bad it had to go back 15. Will he returned it to midfield?
Okay, first play from scrimmage from the Folsom 35, and Chris Richardson giving hand signals along that Folsom sideline. Here we go. First play from scrimmage. Right side run is going to net a yard, maybe two. Tough defense there, and getting that first carry was Davin Simmons. Let's set the Bulldog alignment here for you on offense, led by quarterback Joe Curry. He has posted tremendous numbers. He's working in the backfield with running back Davin Simmons, and we'll reset the rest of that momentarily. Second play, hurry up offense, no huddle. Cut left, up the middle, big gain, first down, Bulldogs to the 46-yard line. The interior line, Lunday, Cazzini, Christensen, Langham, and Ruiz. The wideouts, Drake Stallworth, Jack Say, Eric Davis, and Joe Ngata.
What a run by Simmons. All on his own, pretty much great cuts.
So they stay on the ground. Eric Davis with that carry, and they get just a couple, and we certainly want to extend a warm Thanksgiving holiday football greeting to our dear friend Dave Larson at home in Yuba City, recovering from a medical scenario. He's one of the best fans in the region. How you doing, Dave? Best regards to Beverly. 2nd and 8. Curry. It's a screen, well diagnosed, and it's going to be perhaps a slight loss, bringing up 3rd and close to 9.
I am very impressed with this defense with Allred, Gore, Hunter, and company.
Let's show that defense for the Thundering Herd.
Watch out.
It is a defense that allows just a shade under 10 points a game. Curry rolls, looks, keeps, dragged down near the line of scrimmage. Wow. What pursuit.
What pursuit. They are quick up front. They're not big, but boy, Gore, Jones, Hunter, Lopez can run, and Bilecki and Smithhorst. Bilecki and are outstanding linebackers. They're only given 9.3 a game, Will.
Marshawn Hunter in on that stop. 4th and 9, no punt. That is traditional. That is customary for the Bulldogs. They punt very seldom. In fact, only 4 times all season. Let's see if Curry looks, has good protection, throws on the run. He's got a hook up to Jack Say. Looks like first down yardage just outside the Elk Grove 40. Move the chains.
He knew right where to go with the first down. Ran a great route. 2 yards beyond what he needed to move the chains, Will.
To the Elk Grove 41. This quick no-huddle offense has the Herd reeling a little bit. Quick hitch, left side, a hook up to Davis around the corner. Another first down, about a 15-yard run. He's near the Herd 25. Call it the 26. Gain of 15 on the play.
This is what they call up-tempo offense, and I'll tell you, they're getting no huddle, getting the play off 8-10 seconds after the previous play, Will.
And this prevents substitutions by Elk Grove. Boom, hit in the backfield. Davin Simmons got drilled immediately. Outstanding solo hit there. Loss of 1 or so. We'll call it 2nd and 11. 2nd and 12 from the 28. Curry out of the pistol. A pitch. Simmons, big room inside the Elk Grove 20.
Well, Simmons is looking quicker tonight than I've ever seen him. Normally he runs with power as well.
Just shy of a first down. It's going to bring up 3rd and 1 from the 18-yard line. Gain of 10 on the play. They needed to make up about 12 to pick up the first. So here's 2nd down coming. Simmons, 6 carries for 19 yards already. Curry, pump fake, rushed and dropped. What a play. A tremendous sack effort right there. And again, this linebacker, Marshawn Hunter, has been active.
Well, also, yes, from that outside, great pressure. They had the screen on, Will. They had no time to throw the screen. Great penetration by the Elk Grove D.
4th and 11, loss of 10 on the play. Football back at the 27. A correction on that last statement. Simmons, 4 carries for 19 and has been active. So again, a 4th down conversion opportunity for the Dogs. Good protection. Curry on a slant, incomplete. Going that time for Drake Stallworth. And the ball goes over. Credit the Elk Grove defense as the Herd comes onto the field for their first offensive series. They'll open shop from their own 27. And it'll be Jaden Mikado leading the way for the Herd. He's passed for 2,143 yards and 35 touchdowns with just 7 interceptions. First play from scrimmage from the Herd after they put the brakes on the Bulldog drive, and short yardage running for a yard or so.
Once again, Folsom not known for their defense. This is what people don't realize, how good of a D they do have. They keep thinking, gosh, they're a scoring machine and an aerial circus, but they don't give credit where credit is due to that Folsom D with Iverson, Nagata, Viega, Lara, Holt, Johnson, and even missing Jenner tonight. They're still tough.
No gain on the carry by Burns. 2nd and 10. Mikado to throw. The southpaw deals out here to the near sideline. He's got a hookup on the play. A completion to Jonas McMillan. Shy of a first, but it's going to leave them 3rd and intermediate. 3rd and 4 upcoming. So a rather explosive start for both teams, although nothing on the scoreboard yet, and we've only played about 5 minutes here from Prairie City Stadium at Folsom High School. Very nice to have you with us on the Hometown Sports Game of the Week with Jim Domino and Rick Stewart. I'm Will James, and the Herd takes a timeout here at the 7:06 mark, and that'll allow us to reset the table, so to speak. And again, tell you that Elk Grove has brought a tremendous crowd here tonight, even topping the attendance turnout thus far by host Folsom. Nevertheless, a healthy one, though, here for the Bulldogs.
Oh, yeah, they always turn out big, and maybe people are still coming in and holiday time, etc., but very impressive. The Herd has a tremendous following over there, as you can see. Here they are visitors here with almost filling the entire other side.
Well, there's going to be some key matchups tonight, and the Imperator has that department well taken care of.
Let's look at the Bulldog wide receivers versus at Elk Grove secondary, and you saw that right in the opening series. Herd defensive pressure versus Folsom O-line. There was quite a bit of penetration by that Herd defense. They're only giving up 9.3 per game. So this game is at a very fast pace, an up-tempo offense against the best defense in the area.
Well, tailor-made for a classic battle, and so far, both clubs exchanging salvos. Elk Grove on the march here, but looking at a 3rd and 3. Turn and give. Hole off the left side.
Well, this is a key measurement, Will. a key measurement. To me, he lost about wow. Burns with a big play there. And
first down yardage.
First down yardage, yeah. They kind of moved the chains before the official actually gave the go-ahead signal.
I'd call that premature, but no dispute. So 1st and 10 for the Herd, working from the Elk Grove 38-yard line. I formation behind Mikado. He throws to the near side, and he's got a hook up there. Again, nice connection to Jonas McMillan.
Once again, McMillan on the receiving end. They're outstanding receivers there in McMillan and Reinwald. Reinwald coming in here with almost 1,000 yards. McMillan with a great average, 7 TDs. Let's look at Machado. Back to pass. He hits McMillan on the sideline, quickly picks up about 8 on the play, and they're going to have to play him tighter from that corner position, Will.
Gain of 7, 2nd and 3. I formation again, but we see a shift in the backfield. That was Bilecki on the move. They run right side with Burns, and the sweep is going to produce a first down to the midfield stripe.
They are really high on this young man, Jaden Burns. Have a look at this. He hits the running lane. Young sophomore Burns. He doesn't look like a sophomore to me. He runs like a seasoned veteran.
Gain of 5, 1st and 10. Elk Grove on the move with its first possession here as we near midway first at the 6-12. Left side running, gaping hole, and a carry for about 6 or 7 knocked down at the Folsom 44.
The Herd staying on the ground here with that strong running attack. Zen Thomas with that play, with that tackle. Zen Thomas carrying the football. Correction.
Gain of 6, 2nd and 4 from the 44. Nice drive underway. Mikado rushed hard and dropped. There's a sack. Loss of about 2 or 3. We'll see where they spot it on the shove back.
Looked like 3, Will. Boy, I thought let's look at that again. I thought I had a piece of his neck or face mask. Watch this. There it is. Well,
8-yard loss on the sack. Make it 3rd and 12. Football parked at the 48 of Elk Grove. Mikado short drop, deep right sideline throw, incomplete. Solo coverage out there. They were trying to go deep to their big receiver, Gavin Reinwald. Incomplete, however. 4th and 12. So the Herd stalls, and they show punt. And it'll be Zach Reinwald to do the booting. He's averaging 34.9 on the season.
Little correction by the umpire.
Eric Davis, the solo returner, standing outside the Bulldog 10. And we'll see if Elk Grove is up to anything tricky here. Long count. Good snap, big rush, high but short on the punt. And it's to the right side of the field, and it's going to bounce out of bounds near the Folsom 25. So both defenses give some ground, but hold and force punts.
Well, not much on that punt. End over end, 26-yard punt. Wow. Certainly, they could have pinned down Elk Grove much deeper than just the 27-yard line, Will.
So an exchange of punts basically puts the Bulldogs back where they started after the good kickoff return. The penalty shoved them back. Actually, it was more near the 35. So slightly above average field position for the Dogs on their second possession. No score thus far at the 4:46 on the flip side of quarter number 1. Curry. Whistles are going to blow this play dead.
Well, that normally means either encroachment or illegal procedure against the O.
False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
And just as the Imperator had suspected, -5 make it 1st and 15. Football back at the Bulldog 22. So both clubs, a little early jitters perhaps. Number 1 versus number 3. Quick hit, right side. Eric Davis has the grab, gets a block, and cuts it to the inside. Now all the way across the field, he's got a little convoy. Big gain, Folsom, and Davis makes the 40, the 43 or so. Tremendous. Make it the Folsom 44, plus 22 on that play. As they overcome the penalty by a wide margin.
Well, he did that on his own, Will. He turned a short 5-yard gain into about a 25-yard gain.
Curry, quick hit right side. He's got a hook up there, perhaps just shy of a first down, but a nice effort there.
Jack Say with the reception, picking up about 9. Have a look at this. He runs a quick hitch to Joe Nagata. Correction, Joe Nagata picking up 9 on that quick hitch.
And Gata with 34 catches for 493 yards this year and 6 touchdowns. Second and 1. Curry looks short, throws long, wide open. It's Stallworth, and he's going to be dragged down near the 5. Wow. Drake Stallworth with the catch. The ball slightly underthrown. And in the secondary, Demario McLean saved the TD, but got beaten flat on the coverage.
Well, he did, and you know, Stallworth dragged him about another 6-7 yards, a big 43-yard gain.
Here's a replay. He had to hold up for it. From the 4.
If he doesn't wait on that.
First and goal. Touchdown Bulldogs on the blast. Brandon Rupchuk. From 4 yards out. And the Bulldogs strike first. So Jack Say to do the holding here for reliable Troy Calderara. 69 out of 77 PATs this year. Highly reliable. Snap, spot, boot, plenty. Got it. And we'll take another look here at the scoring play by fullback Brandon Rupchuk as he scores from deep in the red zone. Bulldogs strike first. We'll be right back.
When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke.
I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911.
Protect the ones you love.
Spot a stroke fast.
The Bulldogs take a minute and 27 to go 79 yards in 4 plays, and here's their follow-up kickoff and a good run back out nearly to the 40-yard line. So excellent field position upcoming for the Herd as they prepare for their second series.
Well, it didn't take long for Folsom to move that ball. Big play, of course, the 43-yarder to Stallworth setting up that touchdown, Will. And I'll tell you, he got behind that coverage.
From the 39-yard line, up the gut, big hole, and this wing tee can either grind it out or hit you with the passing game.
Well, watch the full house backfield they used there at that last set, Will. They came in with a power set backfield, came right at them.
Jaden Burns getting a big workout. He carries for 6, make it 2nd and 4. 4 carries for 14 yards for Burns. The football parked at the 44. And whistles are going to kill this play.
Well, they pulled the whole whirl. It's going back, probably against the Herd. But if you look closely
Dead
at
ball. False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay the down.
If you look closely at that play, they pulled 2 guards, Will, and they had lead backs leading up the hole to the ball carrier. So they had 4 blockers paving the way for the ball carrier.
Well, for the most part, it's been sophomore Jaden Burns. Now it's going to bring up 2nd and virtually 10, but I'm going to call it 2nd and 9 from the 39 after the 5-yard penalty. Turn and toss. Burns runs wide. Nice burst as he speeds across the Elk Grove 45 to the 46. He's shy of a first by about 3, and it's going to bring up a key 3rd and intermediate.
Well, once again, he's got a 3rd and 3, Will, but Burns really hit that running lane. Look at this. He turns it. Look, young sophomore runs like a veteran, turns up the running lane.
Well, apparently he is the heir apparent to their star running back class that they always seem to have plenty of. Nice zigzag move to find the daylight and blast ahead. Looks for first down yardage near the midfield stripe, which is where they needed to get first down. Herd.
Well, I think they decided to come at him with the pressure put on. Zion Thomas, he's their veteran back, and I'll tell you one thing, they've between he and Burns, they move forward, they run vertically hard.
From midfield after Thomas runs for 4. Toss. Here he is again.
Well, I'll tell you what, give Thomas credit. He should have had 2 or 3 yards at the most, Will. He comes away with a 5-yard gain, 4 to 5 yard gain where there was nothing there.
Zion Thomas on the season has run for 933 yards and 13 touchdowns coming into this game. A bigger back than the speedy Burns, but they both motor very well.
Very impressive. I guess Coach Nixon has decided, hey, we're not going to worry about pressure on Machado. We're just going to run the football.
Not this time. Thomas shoved back. 2 of the Bulldogs leaked in there. And we're going to give defensive credit to Justin Viega, 44. He's wearing a different number tonight. And there's the replay.
Yeah, watch Viega and company really slow that thing down to nothing. A -1, now it's in the 3rd and 6.
They give him a loss of 2 on the play. Closer to 3rd and 7 from the 47. Big play here for the Herd. Turn and give. Not again. Smack down hard. Leakage. And Burns had no daylight. And we're going to have to credit some of these outstanding Folsom High defenders. Micah Iverson among them. Here's the look at it.
Mike Iverson. Watch Sharon Jones as well. Sharon Jones as well, as you see him coming up there.
No gain on the play, 4th and 7, and Elk Grove shows punt formation.
Big Shamar Jones anchoring that tackle spot.
Timeout on the field, and let's go ahead and bounce it down to Rick Stewart.
All righty, I'm here with CeCe Robinson. CeCe, Folsom was ready for this one. How was spirit on campus all week?
Well, because it was break, it's been a little bit of a challenge because there hasn't been the students around as much as there normally is. But thank goodness for social media and being able to get the word out on Twitter and relying on the dog pack and that sort of thing. I think the kids are proud to be Folsom Bulldogs for sure.
Well, now I did see an apology from Coach Richardson to the dog pack. Any clarification of that?
Well, after the Oak Ridge game, when the kids stormed on the field, Coach was maybe not feeling like the team had played the best they could have possibly played, especially at the end. So for the rush on the field, he was not ready for all of that. So I know that he called it not his proudest moment, but I told him later that it was the best tweet I'd ever seen, that he said, "Dear Dog Pack, I'm sorry, please come back." It was fantastic.
That's awesome. Great game tonight. So far, it's a close game.
Yes, definitely a close game, but go Bulldogs.
All right. Thanks, CeCe, for spending some time with you. Guys, we'll send it back upstairs to you.
Thank you, Rick Stewart. We opened second quarter action with an Elk Grove punt on a 4th and 7. That was a speedy first quarter, low snap, but on target. And the punt away. out of bounds along the near sideline on the boot by Zach Reinwald.
Nice job, guys.
And the ball goes over. Folsom leading at 7-0 in this Division I semifinal, just a 25-yard punt, so we have not seen the best from the Elk Grove kicking game thus far.
Not at all. 26 yards on one punt, 25 on the other. That's not too good of an average.
Maybe a little nervous here in this big game before a huge crowd. Lots of marbles on the table right now. 1st and 10, Folsom from the Bulldog 25. Curry rolls, chased hard, and throws out of bounds and killed that play off. Boy, was he getting some major heat that time from Dylan Eldred.
Eldred having an outstanding year, 6.5 sacks, leading the team in sacks. Folsom with 43 sacks coming into this contest, Will.
And they registered one in the first quarter of play. Add one to that total. 2nd and 10. 6 for 8 for 101 yards for Curry. He's upstairs again, a bullet, a low strike, dug out. Let's see if they give the reception there. They do not, and I wouldn't mind seeing that again.
Ball touched the ground if we take a look at it. Nope, all right.
Ngata, Ariel Ngata, intended receiver. Nice effort there. So we go 3rd and 10. Back-to-back incompletions for Curry. He's going up there again, looks, chased, and throws it away.
Well, that's amazing because we've seen games this year where there's no intended receiver and they flush the pocket and they've thrown the flag. That's the really consistency in that is questionable.
Heavy pressure again, forcing that. He's now 6 for 10 for 101 after 3 straight incompletions.
I think you'll see them quick kick here or shift to a punt. I really believe this is too dangerous. There you go.
Well, you called it, Imperator. Curry gets it away. Nice hang time. A short punt, but not returnable, and that's going to draw a penalty marker. Tough luck. I don't think there was any malice intended there, but definitely no communication either. And I believe that's Eric Davis. So this is going to set up Elk Grove with tremendous field position. There we see our white cap referee, Renan Maddox.
Kick catch interference on the kicking team. That'll be accepted. It'll be a 1st down, Elk Grove. Go ahead.
I would think so. So there's the walk-off. And let's take another look at the infraction. So the walk-off puts the football all the way down to the Folsom 32-yard line. It was a 22-yard punt, but compounded by a major penalty. The Herd is set up at the Folsom 32.
Well, Elk Grove in a great position here with only a 32-yard field to drive here. Let's see what the Herd can do to even up this football game.
Mercado under center. Short drop, looks left all the way and fires for the corner. One-on-one, broken up. Outstanding coverage out there.
Outstanding coverage by 23 Brandon Rupchak, who scored the first touchdown.
Here's another look. Reinwald, the intended receiver. They've tried to go to him twice and have not yet clicked.
There you go. See him going upstairs. Look at this effort here. Check that, Maurice Gaines. Check that correction. Number 25, Maurice Gaines with a great save.
The junior corner. 2 for 4 for 14 yards for Mercado. A slow start for a QB that's thrown for 2,143 and 35 touchdowns. 2nd and 10. Turn and give. Burns is hit before he can go anywhere. Oh my goodness, Justin Viega with the bear hug.
Viega wearing 44 tonight. Great job by Viega. Really coming in only with 1 sack showing tonight. Big rush.
Here's a 4-yard loss. Boom. The name of that tune is Nowhere to Go. So 3rd and 14 Burns now 7 carries for 16, lost yards his last 2 carries. Mikado looking, rushed, and knocked down for another sack. Again, Viega was in there with 2 other Bulldogs. Rupchuck, one of them. And Mikado slow in getting up. What fell on me?
Well, I'll tell you what, that defensive front, watch that front get off the football. They're pushing people around, pushing the Elk Grove linemen around. I'll tell you, that defense of Folsom, once again, underrated. Doesn't get much press. Lara, Viega, Iverson, Ningata really putting the heat on Mikado.
2 sacks tonight for this rampaging Folsom defense, 1 for an 8-yard loss and that one for a 5. Punt formation shown by the Herd. Eric Reinwald yet to get off a good boot. And this one off the side of his foot, short, again, bounding out of bounds. And, well, not out of bounds, but trickling to a down inside the 20. Short distance, but no return effective in that sense.
Well, prior to that one, I don't know what he got there, but he's been only averaging 25 a punt.
So the Bulldogs take over early here in the second at the 9:42 mark, 22 yards after 2 other mid-20s, and I don't think those are his best efforts. From the Folsom 19-yard line, Joe Curry and the Bulldog offense will open shop. They're on top 7-0 here early in the second. This is a D1 semifinal round ball game here on the Hometown Sports Game of the Week. Right side running after a fake pass, minimal yardage.
Well, once again, defense is the name of the game thus far as we're in the second quarter here. Here's the fake inside and a sweep to the outside.
Getting the carry this time, Mark Welby, a rare carry. Turn and look, quick hit. Eric Davis has the grab. He jukes a man trying to get outside, picks up a block, and staggers up near the 25-yard line. We'll see where they spot him. So it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 5. We'll put the football at the 24-yard line. Still early here in the second. In case you've just tuned in, we're happy to have you with us on this live telecast from Folsom High School, Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week. Curry straightens up, fires, incomplete to the near sideline.
Well, they had 2-on-1 over here, and they doubled Stallworth. Great effort by really the defense. They doubled up, and here's the question. 4th down once again, 4th and 5. Will Curry punt? That is the question. You never know with Folsom.
You never know, and that's what's going through Elk Grove and their defensive coordinator's head right now. We won't have long to wait.
I think he'll move back and punt again. That defense is playing so well.
5 incompletions in a row for Curry, and there's the boot. A nice hit, and it's going to be returned. And a nice shoestring tackle there. And excellent defense there. Tino Hutchins with the tackle, 33 yards on the punt.
Well, you know, that's not like Folsom. They only had the ball half a minute, Will. Got a couple of incomplete passes. That's all they had the ball. Half a minute and punted it back.
Well, prior to that possession, they had 3 incompletions in a row on the previous possession. So the football at the midfield stripe. Elk Grove again showing off their defense and having great field position. Turn and give, nothing doing. Burns hit in the backfield and dropped.
Well, great outside pressure, and it looked like Shamar again having a big night. Shamar Jones, 32.
Well, he came into the ball game with some excellent stats, and that's a loss of 1. Partial loss there. We'll call it 2nd and 11 from the Elk Grove 49. 8 carries for 16 yards for Burns. Now they work out of the eye. Up the gut, shut down beautifully.
Well, he almost lost the football. Well, very close. Only picking up 1.
Thomas with the carry that time, and as you say, fortunate to hold on to the pill.
There you see Coach Richardson looking at his scoreboard with wide receiver Coach Cosby. Well, getting ready. That's one thing I'll say about Folsom. They're getting ready for their next offensive series ahead.
Well prepared. A key 3rd and 8. Mikado rushed hard. Dumps the screen. And it's going to be shut down shy of the first. And we'll see what Nixon and the Herd want to do on 4th and short.
Well, if they get a good march there with 1 yard to go, and they are on the 41, 42-yard line, Will, okay, it's easy from here and much tougher on the field.
Burns
I say they got to go for it.
4th and 2 after Burns was stopped short. Football parked at the 42 after a 6-yard gain. A huge play here on 4th down. Turn and give, the big back Thomas, and he barrels ahead.
Well, give credit to Thomas. They needed a sizable back because he got hit with only a 1-yard gain, but he picked up an additional 1.5 yards himself. Watch Thomas hit the hole and then watch him go ahead for another yard or so.
Gain of 3, 1st and 10 from the 39. Thomas now 6 carries for 18 yards and picks up a key 1st down there. Turn and give. Thomas again off the left side, and he's hit after about a 1-yard gain and shoved back by 5 Bulldogs.
Well, I'll tell you, there once again, Jones leading the charge along with Viega. Super. Iverson there. The front far, particularly inside. Watch the get off. They shed their blocks and get to the football. And there you find the ball carrier surrounded by 4 or 5 Bulldogs on almost every play, Will. Great pursuit. Tremendous pursuit.
Gain of 1. 2nd and 9. Mikado play fake. Rushed hard and swarmed under. 3 Bulldogs issue the sack simultaneously. Wow.
Once again, Viega having a field day. And then, of course, number 30, Cruz, Johnson, Cruz, Lara. Watch this. Wow.
3 sacks. That was a -8. So 2 for -8 and 1 for -5 brings up 3rd and 17 from the Folsom 46.
I don't think Machado has been rushed by this like this all year long. Here they come.
Short flip and the old lateral try, and it's going to click for good yardage, but not quite a 1st down.
Well, they put the screen hook and lateral over there on that near sideline to the Elk Grove bench, picking up good yardage, but he's still short. He went out of bounds on the 35. We'll look at this. There's a screen with a pitch back, and
Burns with the carry.
Yeah, Burns got more yards. He went out of bounds on the 35, and of course Elk Grove 4th and 5. They got to go for it.
Closer to 4th and 6 from the Folsom 35. So they pick up about 11 or so on the play, but again, they're in that 4th down stigma. Clock stopping at the 5:37. We're just on the flip side of quarter number 2, and delighted to have you with us here on Access Sacramento's hometown sports game of the week. This is a Sac-Joaquin Section Les Schwab Tires semifinal Division I battle. 11-1 Elk Grove champions of the Delta against 11-1 Folsom champions of the Sierra Foothill League. What more could we ask for?
Well, nothing more, because these are the 2 top teams in the area, along with Oak Ridge and Del Oro, and they're all locking heads tonight. Oak Ridge down, visiting St. Mary's, another great squad. Well, I'll tell you, we didn't think that defense would dominate on both sides of the ball this early, but that's what we've seen here as we're halfway through that 2nd quarter, Will.
And let's give allowance to the feeling out part. It might be a tale of 2 halves. I expect things to open up offensively for both squads. Mikado standing, looking, chased, and throws to the sideline.
That's a great catch.
Got
over
a
there.
reception out there. And I believe that's the first catch of the night for Gavin Reinwald.
Yes, it is. Reinwald coming into this game with 900 plus yards. Mikado flushing the pocket, going to Reinwald. That's a great reception, staying in bounds.
That's a correction on my part. Jonas McMillan with the catch. 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line. Short yardage running after a gain of 11 on the hookup to Jonas McMillan, who came into the ball game with excellent stats. There you see Zion Thomas, but McMillan with 44 catches coming into this game.
Well, he's already got 3 tonight, Will, to add to that total. And Thomas, the big back, going out, and looked like Burns back in a football game. They're very high on this youngster. He's not at the size of Thomas, but he is he's got great moves, great athleticism.
Gain of 1, 2nd and 9. Burns grabbed in the backfield and spun around and dropped. Tremendous penetration. Ariel Ngata.
Wow, that's great defense. Watch Ngata penetrate. Ariel Ngata getting Burns deep in the backfield for a -3.
It was 2nd and 9, so I'm calling it a loss of 4. 3rd and 13 coming up from the 27. So these defenses have been spectacular. And Mikado has had very little daylight. He's going to throw left sideline again. Well out of bounds.
But credit that defender. I'll tell you, with a great job out there by that defender from number 22, Tanner Ward. Outstanding defense in that corner.
Free safety again. They were going for Reinwald, and so far, I don't believe he has a catch this evening. That was one of the big concerns tonight for Coach Richardson of Folsom and their defensive staff. He came into the game with 56 grabs for 900 plus yards and 17 touchdowns.
Well, they've blanked him so far tonight. And credit, big thing, you just can't just credit Gaines, Ward, Rupchak, and Cornelius. You got to credit the pass rusher of the front 5.
They've registered 3 or 4 sacks already and have hounded Mikado relentlessly throughout the contest.
Well,
some of the intangible factors are bound to come into play, and you've identified them, Coach.
Well, let's take a look at Delta League versus Sierra, the champions of both leagues. Penalties and turnovers, it's been a relatively clean game. We've had really very few penalties where they're letting them play. Strength of schedule, they're both reasonably close. Elk Grove maybe having a slight edge on strength of schedule, but not much. Big game experience. Both these coaches have been in the playoffs year after year. And, of course, Coach Richardson not only winning the playoffs up here, but winning 2 bowl appearances. So both Coach Nixon and Coach Richardson with a lot of playoff and big game experience.
A crucial 4th and 13 upcoming for the Herd. They show I formation behind Mikado. Play fake, roll, fire to the sideline. Tiptoe grab along the sideline. It looks like first down yardage on Reinwald's first interception of the ball game. I should say first reception of the ball game. He's their big gun, and he came through that time.
Well, he did. He's wide open. They didn't give up on him. Big clutch catch. And now you see Elk Grove with their most serious threat to take one in and tie this football game. Here you see Machado this time rolling out of the pocket. He's spotting Reinwald down in the corner. Excellent toss, good timing.
The secondary got broke off. That was an excellent pattern run there by Reinwald to break that off to the sideline. He was wide open. Same rotation, roll, look to the sideline. That got sealed off pretty fast.
I don't know if he got a yard, Will. He might have just got back to the line of scrimmage.
That's about it. Well defended, outstanding lateral pursuit, and again, heavy pressure from Micah Iverson.
Well, once again, Will, this time they're rolling the pocket because every time he's dropped back, they've sent the house to him, and he sacked. So this time they're rolling the pocket, giving Machado a chance to run to his throwing side where he does throw better.
2nd and 10 from the 11. Mikado blasted for a huge loss and a big-time hit, another sack. Cruz Lara.
He came through uncontested with a huge 10-yard loss. Wow. Talk about big plays.
Fourth sack. 2 for 8, 1 for 5, and just now for 9.
Watch this Cruz come off the edge. Watch this, frees himself up. And I'll tell you one thing, that tackle's having a real rough time with Cruz Lara.
Out of the eye, turn and give. Burns has a hole up the middle. It's finally shut down outside the 10-yard line. A good gain, but it's going to leave him about 8 yards shy of a first down. Let's see where they give him credit to the 10. 4th and 8. 4th and 10.
Well, they got a field goal. They can't come away with nothing. They've got to attempt a field goal.
Hunter Petrusek on 3 out of 4 this year with a long of 40. Out of the hold of Mikado. Ball spotted at the 17, a 27-yarder line drive. Got it. 27-yard field goal. And that trims the deficit to 7-3. We'll be right back for a lot more of the hometown sports game of the week. You hang in there, Dave Larson.
Hey, look, it's those guys. Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be?
You want to step out of the vehicle for me?
See ya, buddy. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
The longest drive of the game thus far, unofficially to me, it looks like about 15 plays covering 50 yards. Elk Grove has to settle for a field goal, and here's a kickoff that's blown dead as flags fly near the point of the kickoff.
I can't believe they're going to have an offside on a kickoff.
That they did, and that will not get you in good with your boss. .232 left in the half, and this huge crowd has been treated to a defensive spectacle that's liable to open up after each respective coach has a chat at halftime and they move the chess pieces around a little bit.
Well, they're both good at adjustments in the halftime, and I'm sure that's going to come into play.
Here's the next kickoff taken at the 12. Eric Davis ahead, and he runs into 3 of the herd shy of the 30. They're going to give him progress to the 30. 1st and 10. And we'll see about this hustle-up offense engineered by Smokin' Joe Curry and the Bulldogs.
Well, 2 1/4, 225 is nothing for a ball club like Folsom. They've been there many times before. That last one just taking 127 with that 4 plays, 79 yards.
They can strike in a hurry. Here they go. Let's see what they've got in mind. Curry looks right and fires left. And falling down with the reception.
Wow, I got the ball. You know, the officials on this side got blocked off. Wow. I wouldn't mind seeing a replay of that, but to me it looked like it was grounded.
They gave it a reception, but a 5-yard loss. Let's take a look.
Okay, here it is. Lays the ball off.
That ball was deflected, and it did hit the ground. Here we go on 2nd down. Swing it to the right side. Well defended and nothing doing as 7 herdsmen smother that play.
The previous play, Will, if the call was correct, would have given the ball back to the line of scrimmage.
I agree with that. And there's a look at some of the crowd here and a look at the replay. That's what you call pursuit.
Very good. Elk Grove woke up here the last couple of downs, Will. Their defense is coming alive, and they could get the ball back if they hold here.
So they gained 2 after losing 5. 3rd and 13 from the 27. Curry with good protection, deep right sideline. That's a catch and a run to the 10. Touchdown Bulldogs on a long hookup to Drake Stallworth, covering 74 yards. Oh my goodness.
Well, he stole that one. He stole that one. Let's have a look. He stole that one. He did. He really did. That defender got turned around. And
we talked about how quickly the Dogs can strike, and I don't think it could have been much quicker than that.
Wow, huge by Stallworth. But boy, if we see that defender was in great position, but got turned around at the last second.
Troy Calderara on for the PAT to try to tack on number 14. Say to hold. Chip shot on the way. Got it. And another look at the Curry to Stallworth aerial bomb.
All right, there's Curry dropping back, going deep to Stallworth. Here he is, and the defender step by step, but suddenly loses him.
One of the top defensive backs stung on that, DeMario McClain. 64 yards end to end. We'll be right back.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Lightning strikes in a hurry, especially up here at Prairie City Stadium at Folsom High, and Smokin' Joe Curry to big-time Drake Stallworth, 64 yards. It's 14-3 Folsom. Fielded outside the 5-yard line, and a modest return for the Thundering Herd on the run back that time by Jonas McMillan.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what they do here with 1 minute and 2 seconds to the halftime, Will. You know, that was so quick. We talk how quickly Folsom strikes. They struck in 1 minute and 33 seconds there, scoring so quickly.
So here we go. 1st and 10 for the Herd from their 24. Mikado looks left and fires and has a hookup for first down yardage. Tough to bring down after the catch. And Reinwald starting to warm up. The Mikado to Reinwald combo silenced in the first quarter, now with a couple of key grabs. Another look.
Mikado going to Reinwald. Watch Reinwald carrying people with him and protecting the football at the same time. They're going to the near sideline.
Mikado throws against the grain, incomplete, and the penalty marker comes out. That followed the 16-yard hookup to Reinwald. We'll see about the penalty. Referee Renan Maddox will clarify here.
Dead ball, personal foul, late hit on the defense. 15 yards from the end of the run.
Wow, major penalty. Personal foul against Folsom High. It's going to set up Elk Grove with tremendous field position here. And 41 seconds left in the half from this spot on the field. That's like an eternity from the Bulldog 40. Mikado under center, play fake. He wants to throw to the near side, incomplete.
Well, the ball was right there.
Good job.
I'll tell you, the ball was right there, and tight end Bilecki just dropped the football. That's unfortunate there. Watch Mikado going to the tight end on a crossing route.
Catchable for sure. 2nd and 10. Now Mikado 7 for 11 for 73. 36 seconds remaining in the half. Turn and look. Spin all the way around. He's rushed hard now and runs out of room. Chased out of bounds hard. Heavy pursuit by Ariel Ngata. Ariel Ngata, number 5.
Well, they've had pressure by the outside, Ngata and Lara all evening long, and then inside pressure from Viega and Jones, big time.
I'll tell you that Ariel Ngata is quite a defender coming into the game. 56 tackles with 5.5 sacks, and he has not played the entire season. Wouldn't want him chasing me.
No, I wouldn't want he or Jones and the rest of that front four chasing me.
Now the direct snap. Mikado rushed hard and a drop on an attempted screen.
Oh, wow. That was a good call, by the way.
Thomas with the drop.
They were set up for the screen. They tried to, didn't tuck it in. Watch the screen, big time rush. Good call for the screen and bounces right off the shoulder pads of Thomas. Now that puts him in a 4th down and 10.
I see them going for a first down. There's still 26 on the clock.
Oh, they got it. They're not going to punt the ball away with 26 seconds, no.
7 for 13 for 73 yards and at least 2 drops I can recall of Mikado passes. He's going to wind up again, left side, incomplete. Eric Davis with the solo coverage on Jonas McMillan.
Well, the downside there was the route wasn't long enough. On top of it being incomplete, it was a yard short.
Now with 21 seconds, excellent field position for quick striking Folsom. We'll see what the Bulldogs have up their sleeve, working from the Folsom 40.
Well, we'll find out. You see Coach Richardson, and whether he's going to pull a gadget play or just run the clock out with a nice 14-3 lead. Let's take a look at this. They might run that halfback pass or the pass to the flanker and go deep.
I look for home run derby. Let's see what they do. Rupchuk in the backfield with Curry. Deep drop, all night to throw. A deep slant, complete over the middle, running for the out of bounds and stopping the clock.
Well, Stallworth, once again, their money man. When they need a big play, when you need a big play, go to Drake Stallworth. Big play Stallworth.
He came into the game with 48 catches for 968, averaging 20 per catch and 17 TDs. Lining up quick from the 25, he gained 35 on that.
It's an inside shuffle pass. That's a great call.
To the
Touchdown.
Corner. Touchdown, Folsom.
Wow.
Boy, oh boy. I swear Brandon Rupchuk has come up huge tonight.
I love the call. I love that call. When Troy Taylor was here for many years, that was one of his favorite plays, running that inside shuffle pass.
The lead stretches now to 20-3. Rupchuk runs it in from 25 yards out. Troy Calderara on for the PAT. He's 2 out of 2 tonight. And 69 out of 77 coming in, make it 3 for 3. And 21-3, another look at the scoring play.
All right, watch this play here. Watch this inside shuffle pass. Wide open, Rupchuk. I like the blocking in the secondary, and that's what you don't see enough. Look at those 2 excellent blocks by the wide receiver. Stalk blocking in the secondary. Wow.
It doesn't take Folsom long to strike. They took a minute 13 to go 70, and now 16 seconds to go 60. Bang, bang, rat-a-tat-tat, 21-3, another look.
Oh, I love that call, and I love the blocking in the secondary, what we call stalk blocking or mirror blocking by the wide receivers.
2 plays, 16 seconds. Covering 60 yards. That's what you call getting it done.
Well, when you give the football back to the Bulldogs, you're asking for trouble. They can score so quickly in so many ways.
They came into the ball game averaging 48 per, And they're just about halfway there right now after 2 quick flurries here late in the second. Bounding kickoff, high bounce taken outside the 20 and to the middle of the field where that will expire the first half of play. Now don't wander off because we're going to keep it right here as the teams lead the field with Folsom, the quick striking Bulldogs leading it 21-3. And our Rick Stewart will have a word with Folsom High head coach Chris Richardson, and I know he'll be feeling like he ate his Wheaties this morning after those 2 quick strikes. And there we see an example of Bulldog football.
Well, he ought to be.
Okay, Rick.
All right, Coach, 21-3, the lead you expected?
I thought we'd be able to get some points. It's a great defensive football club, but we're playing great defense against the run, so I'm pretty happy with where we're at.
Looks like they're keying on stopping the run for you guys and making you pass.
Like I said, they're a very, very good defensive ball club. We knew we had to have our hands full. We knew we had to score when we had those opportunities, and those last 2 drives we had, we took advantage of that. So far, so good.
Big touchdown late. What's going to be the key in the second half for you to continue?
Again, we're going to need to limit their big play because, again, they're going to get in a situation if we play well that they're going to have to throw the ball. They got 2 of the best in Machado and Reinwald, so we're going to have to play really well in the second half.
All right, good luck in the second half, Coach. All right, guys, there it is. Keep it up and stop the big play in the second half. Back to you.
Thank you, Mr. Stewart. So that's where we stand right now, halfway home. Quick striking Folsom on top, 21-3. Lots more to come on Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
Me and my boy Matt had it good. He had catnip that was off the hook. But one day, he brings a girl home, and she's allergic to cats. Every sneeze was a nail in my coffin. Now I'm in a shelter. It's decent, but they don't even have Wi-Fi.
Turn here. There. Excuse me.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
It's not always easy being a dad.
Do you have panda asthma too? Does that run in the family? This is the home of the most priceless kung fu artifacts.
But when you make an effort,
Dad, we're not supposed to touch anything. Oh, sorry. Go long, son.
it's always worth it.
Whoa, faster!
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
I am gonna get you. I'm gonna get you.
Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov to learn more.
21-3 is the halftime score. Maybe surprising to some. I'm not sure about everybody. 21-3 Folsom over Elk Grove. I'm here with Doug Grush, the offensive coordinator for American River College. Now, you got a bowl game tomorrow, but let's talk about the first half here first. What did you see that Elk Grove wasn't able to do?
Well, they were having some issues with, the backside on the run. Folsom was really stunting the gaps whenever they would pull a guard. It seemed like they were filling that really well. It's hard to run away from Folsom. They're not very big, pound for pound, probably the most physical defense I've seen this year.
Now, is that just a scheme, or is that something that other teams just haven't seen that much of this year?
Their coaches are really, really good.
Okay.
I mean, once you get to the playoffs at this level, there's no bad coaches, there's no bad teams. I mean, you have to be pretty good to get to this level. So, once again, it's just the yards are really hard to come by. Until the last 2 drives Folsom had, they were struggling as well.
Okay, and what was the key in those last couple drives for Folsom in the first half that they were able to make inroads?
Well, big plays. They threw a swing pass for like -5, and then a bubble for 2 or 3, and they threw a fade. The receiver gets the corner stacked, and they go 70 yards. And they get the ball back with 27 seconds. They throw a deep dig route, and then kind of a Sally draw play. So Folsom can score really, really quick. They don't need much, and 27 seconds was seemingly enough.
Well, and they haven't really over the years needed a lot of time for any kind of scoring drive with the teams and quarterbacks they've had.
No, yeah, they score in bunches really, really quick.
Okay, as you see the first half unfolding, is there something that surprised you about that?
Nothing really surprised me. I think the inability for Elk Grove to really get on track running at them, I think that's something they'll focus on. Elk Grove, once again, really well-coached team, very physical. They've had some issues. They've been in a lot of second and longs, third and longs, which is atypical for them. I think they'll get that corrected, but like I said, 2 really good coaching staffs over there. They're both going to draw it up at halftime.
Well, and that's why both teams are in the position they're in.
Every year, yeah.
Let's take a break, and we'll come back, and we'll talk about the second half here at Folsom High School. In the section quarterfinals, 21-3, Folsom leads over the Elk Grove Thundering Herd. We'll be right back.
If you store your guns properly.
So not just anyone can get to them.
I'll feel safer when I'm playing outside.
Safer when walking home.
I won't have to tell so many family members. I'm sorry.
I won't hear as many scary stories. Or scary news reports.
I won't have to hold someone's hand and shout you're gonna make it.
And I won't have to tell my kids this isn't a drill.
Please.
Please.
Please. Please.
Please.
Do it for us.
For us. Do it for us.
Your family, friends, and neighbors are all counting on you. Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. If you own a firearm and are not using it, please be responsible and be sure that it's stored in a safe place. Remember, always, lock it up. For more information on firearm storage safety, visit ncpc.org.
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day, I found out I had something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
It's halftime, 21-3, Folsom leads Bulldogs over the Thundering Herd. I'm here with Doug Grush, the offensive coordinator for American River College. Doug, the second half's coming up. What do you expect to see? First off, let's talk about Elk Grove. What do you expect to see them do to counter what's going on?
I think they need to do a couple things. I think they need to really focus on first down. I know it sounds like a coaching cliche, but they're not really built for 2nd and 11, 2nd and 9. Okay. So they need to find something where they can have some success early on and just get some momentum built up. They've actually thrown the ball. Okay, they converted a 3rd and long right here, but they need to get manageable downs so then their playbook opens up.
How about Folsom on the other side of the ball?
Well, they're throwing the ball deep's worked pretty well for them so far.
Yeah.
You know, the yard's been hard to come by on the bubble screens because Elk Grove's doing a good job of taking on the blocks, and they're really, really physical. But once again, the deep ball, Folsom shows every year they're really accurate throwing it, and they got some guys that can catch it. So, they found some holes, in the kind of the deep intermediate zone with the dig route on that last drive, and then throwing the fade. So 21 points against that defense in the first half is pretty good.
Yeah. If you think about it defensively, what's both teams going to have to do? First, Elk Grove.
Elk Grove, I think they got to, they put some pressure on the quarterback early. The last drive and then the drive before that on third down, they weren't able to get to him. It was a pretty quick throw. I think they've had some success with the exception of 2 plays. They gave up one legit scoring drive against that offense is pretty good. It's the big plays that hurt them on the fade on 3rd and 13. And then, right before half, they gave up a 50-yard ball on the dig route and then kind of a draw. So except for a couple plays, they've been playing well, but a couple plays are still 2 scores.
Right. What about Folsom's defense? I mean, they're doing well and they're putting a lot of pressure on Elk Grove.
I think they need to keep doing what they're doing. They just got to be careful. Reinwald's the real deal. They've got some athletes. They just can't let them get behind them. I think they need to keep Elk Grove in 2nd and 9, 2nd and 11, and try to turn them to be one-dimensional. But once again, they got a quarterback that's really good that can fling it, and so. But I mean, that's where they've been having successes on 1st and 2nd down. That's led them to success on 3rd down.
All right, excellent. Something to look forward to. We're going to be right back after this break. We'll break down the real quick look at the ARC Butte College bowl game that's coming up tomorrow with Doug Grush. We'll be right back. The score is 21-3. Folsom in the lead at halftime. We'll be right back.
I'm one unlucky guy. The chance of being involved in a robbery is 1 in 757. The chances of being struck by lightning 1 in 750,000.
Please fasten your seatbelts for unexpected turbulence.
The chances of being a victim in an airline crash 1 in 29 million. Hey, could I get some peanuts? The chances of being involved in a car crash are far greater than lightning strikes and plane crashes. And if you are texting while driving, your risk of crash increases 23 times. Now, I may be an unlucky guy, but I don't have to be part of that statistic, and neither do you. Drive responsibly.
I'm only 17, but I know about investing. Believe in something, buy shares in it, watch it grow. So, what if you could invest in the future? The future of kids, like a stock. Not the kind of stock that's about making money, but a stock for social change. A whole new kind of investment called Better Futures. When you invest, it helps kids go to college. I could be one of the first college graduates from my family, the first philanthropist from my neighborhood. And if I'm the first, then maybe there's a second and a third. Believe in us, invest in us, watch us grow. My name is Sydney, and I'm your dividend.
We're back 21-3. Folsom leads Elk Grove in this game tonight. Little surprising score to some, maybe. I don't know. But Doug Grush, offensive coordinator here with ARC, you got a bowl game tomorrow. Tell me a little bit about that. You've played Butte before several times.
Yeah, we played them. This will be our 5th time in 25 games.
Wow.
And they're a top-notch program. Won a national championship, I believe, in 2012 or 13. And so we have they're a conference opponent, beat us in double overtime a few weeks ago, and so we're playing them for the Northern California Championship. And we're really establishing ourselves as one of the top premier teams in the state of California nationwide at the JC level.
Wayne, you were ranked number one or number 2 in California for a while this year.
I believe so. We don't look a ton at that. I mean, like I said, we're really process-based, but we'll see where we end up. But we love the position we're at. We do it with local kids. You know, you look at our roster and there's Elk Grove, there's Sheldon, Castle Roble, Del Campo, you know, local kids. And it's a neat level. It's a neat level to coach out with these kids and having success against the schools that have been the premier JCs, and now we're one of them. We plan to be there for a while.
Well, that's great stuff. You know, local great stuff, especially the kids coming up there, like you said. Does it help that you've played them several times recently, and especially this year, going into this game?
Well, I'll tell you this time tomorrow.
Excellent.
You know, they're really well coached. They're a good football team, and like I said, the high school level, there's no bad teams left this time of year.
Okay.
So every game has been a nail biter at the end. It's going to be like that tomorrow.
Now you're getting up early to go, right?
Yeah, our bus leaves at 7:30 or so. It's a 12 kickoff up there at Scenic Butte College, and so we'll see how it goes. But we're excited. We have a great group of kids. They're well prepared, and let it all hang out tomorrow.
Outstanding. Well, thanks for spending some time with me, Doug. I appreciate it at halftime.
Thank you.
Very enjoyable for me.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Excellent. Well, good luck tomorrow in the game, too.
Thanks.
All right. We're going to take a break. 21-3 is the halftime score. Folsom ahead of Elk Grove. We'll be right back.
No more pencils, no more books, no more teachers' dirty looks. School's out for summer. School's out forever. School's out with fever. School's out completely.
What this place needed was better graduation rates. So we worked with schools like Henry Ford High, and now they're up 18%. And it can happen in every place.
To help us do more good this year, go to unitedway.org, because great things happen when we live united.
It's harder whenever there's a bigger group. Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against the wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
We're very happy to have you with us tonight. Nice of you to be along for the ride here on Access Sacramento's hometown sports game of the week. With Jim Domino and Rick Stewart, I'm Will James. We've been treated to an explosive conclusion of the first half with top-ranked Folsom pounding out a couple quick TDs to forge what they now hold as a 21-3 lead, Coach.
Yes, and when they strike, they strike quickly. In the last 1 minute and 9 seconds of the first half, they scored twice. Big plays, huge plays. The last one, a shuffle pass to Rupchuk up the middle for a 25-yard touchdown run. Stallworth with a big play. Big plays are killing Elk Grove right now, and they've got to mix it up a little more to get back in this football game.
Well, our executive statistician, Gary Martin, and spotter David Stewart have compiled first half stats. Let's take a look at the numbers, Coach.
All right, as we look at these rushing yards here, we see Not much rushing yards in either department, 21 and 13, and gosh, but look at the passing yards, 231 to 73. Machado under heavy pressure from Elk Grove. Total offense, 252 to 86. First downs are close, 8-7. Penalties, more penalties against the Bulldogs, but haven't, hasn't really hurt them. Turnovers zip, but look at the time of possession. Elk Grove with almost double the time. However, with only 3 points showing on the scoreboard. Meanwhile, Folsom scoring quickly, particularly in the end, only having the football 8:06 with 21 points.
And you mentioned the extreme pressure applied on Machado. Folsom has registered 4 sacks, 2 of them for 8 yards apiece, another for 7, and the final sack of the half for 9 yards to bust another Elk Grove drive. On the flip side, the Herd has registered 1 sack on Curry for -9, but the fact is, overwhelming pressure on Machado has been a big difference, and that's not counting about 10 or 11 hurries. Let's take a look at first half highlights, Coach.
All right, let's take a look at these. And there you see Rupchuk going hard, dropping his pad level, scoring from the 3 or 4 yard line with Elk Grove first score and putting them on board 7-0 as we see additional. And there you see the field goal, finally putting Elk Grove on the board, now behind 7-3 in this football game.
Lightning strikes quick for the Folsom Bulldogs. Curry dropping back, deep throw, and Stallworth 1-on-1 coverage. McLean beaten on the play, 64 yards, 6 for the Bulldogs.
And now you see the Bulldogs with the football here, running that great shuffle pass underneath coverage. Great blocking in the secondary. Rupchak going the distance, 25 yards, making it look easy, putting Folsom up there 21-7 just before the half. And by the way, they had the ball 16 seconds to score that last one.
Right, lightning strikes quick. Individual stats for Elk Grove: Burns 11 carries for 24, Thomas 7 carries for 19, Machado 7 of 14 through the air for 50%, and he's hit Reinwald twice, both of those in the second quarter, totaling 32 yards. For Folsom, Curry has 10 of 15 and a touchdown that we just showed you for 64 yards. He's back at 67%, his season's average. He's thrown for 231. Davis 3 grabs for 41. Stallworth 4 for 151. And Rupchuk 2 for 21. Rupchuk has 2 touchdowns in the half. Total offense, as we saw already, 252 to 86. So we'd have to say that Simmons, with just 4 carries for 19, has been complimentary to the big play passing of Curry and company.
Well, the run game, as we go down to Rick here.
Okay, Stu, what you got?
Alrighty, talked with Coach Nixon, running a little bit short on time. He said the key was they didn't catch the ball well and they didn't block well. Now that's a lot of stuff involved, but he said what they got to really do in this half is play the fundamentals well. Up until the last minute and a half, 2 minutes, it was a good game, 7-3. He was satisfied. They made some mistakes at the end, and that caused the 21-3. They got to do things better fundamentally. Back to you guys.
Well, I guess it all boils down to fundamental play. A chilly evening has further accentuated the chill here at Prairie City Stadium. Just enough nip in the air to put some extra zip on a tight spiral this evening. And there you see 48 degrees and dropping ever so slightly. Only a mild wind factor. Humidity, of course, pushing upward. We're expecting rain all weekend, but not tonight. Visibility clear as a bell. Ding dong, ding dong.
Well, there you have it. It is cool. This is real football fall weather coming in here quickly. We got spoiled by this fall, and as we look at this crowd, and particularly across the way, that Elk Grove side is just about filled up. Maybe a little disappointed in the first half, but hey, we've got 24 minutes of play going, and I'm sure you'll see adjustments made by both teams, both coaches, and a little bit different second half.
Well, they've had little to cheer about thus far. If not for the Petrosek field goal, they'd be blanked. And the ironic thing about their offense in the first half, they had the longest drive of the entire half and had to settle for the field goal.
Well, yeah, they're winning the time of possession, Will, almost double. But the scoreboard is what counts. And so there you have it. I mean, that's you see Folsom making those quick touchdowns in a minute and 9, scoring twice.
What can you say? Quick striking offense. It's been their signature all season and for the last decade.
That's the way Folsom operates. They score a lot of points, but tonight give their D a lot of credit. They have harassed those running backs. They've made Machado run for his life primarily until the very end when he did roll his pocket, giving him a little more time.
And as you said time and time again, as we see both clubs on the field for the second half kickoff, it's all about adjustments and counter adjustments.
You got that right. And we'll see here as we get into our second half, 24 minutes, a lot more football coming, and two of the top teams in the area, number 1 versus number 3, and the winner to go on.
Troy Calderara to do the kicking for the Bulldogs. Twin returners stationed just outside the Elk Grove goal line, Jaden Burns and Jonas McMillan. And the Herd could really use a solid run back in some field position to start this third quarter.
They sure can. It'd be nice if they kicked some kind of a run up or run back.
Deep boot. McMillan near the 10 to the middle of the pack, and he's blasted down, crossing the 25 to about the 27, and that's where Machado and company will start the Herd offense.
Well, give Folsom credit again. I saw some running lanes open up for McLean, but I tell you what, they closed them fast.
19 yards on the return, so slightly above average field position as Elk Grove opens from its 27-yard line. And we'll see if a different look appears here in this Elk Grove offense. Turn and give. Burns, nice power as he muscles up, crossing the 30 to the 32. We'll give him 5 on the carry, make it 2nd and 5. So Burns, who had lots of touches in the first half, including 12 for 20 on the evening now, 12 for 29 with that last 5-yard jaunt. Under center, turn and give. Burns again, stacked up, but he does lunge forward for 2 more to the 34. Gain of a couple. It's going to bring up 3rd and short.
Well, it's once again you see Burns hitting inside, nowhere to go. A lot of the Bulldogs all around him, and the Bulldog front people, Iverson, Ngata, Viega, Lara, have been really terrific, along with Jones Shamar Jones having a big night.
13 carries for 31. Machado fires out to the right side, and he's got a hook up there, but they might be short of a first down. Outstanding defensive one-on-one, Sean Johnson.
He got a good mark. He got a very good mark, and they may make it by the nose of the football.
They went to the fullback, Spidhorst, 45. Here's another look. And it's going to be, well, they may measure here.
Well, to me, he may have it by a nose.
It was a 3rd and 3, and they're going to bring out, well, I don't know. I'm not going to speculate. That's up to referee Renan Maddox, but this is about as close as you can get. First down, Elk Grove. So, game of inches. First and 10.
I thought they gave him a good mark, Will. In all due respect, I thought he got, I guess everything he deserved on the run. He did stretch the arms out prior to going down.
So they give him 3. That's what they needed. First and 10 from the 37. Fresh set of downs for the Herd. They're down 21-3. Turn and give. Burns straight ahead, and he's chopped. Nice solo tackle at the ankles. And we're going to credit Cruz Lara, who's been tremendous this evening.
Well, he's feeling the effects of it, but I'll tell you, he's had a great first half.
Tucker Dunbar in to replace Justin Viega, who limps off with a mild injury. Play fake. Machado to throw. He rolls and fires. He's got a deep completion, and it's a big gain inside the Folsom 35.
Well, once again, they roll the pocket. And number 10 was wide open there. It looked like the tight end, Jack Bilecki, wide open.
That's Jake's first catch.
As you see him roll and hit Bilecki wide open, picking up the first down.
Football at the Folsom 33. 34 yards on the carry and a nice run for a better part of 8 yards. Power running that time. And it's Spithorst as they've gone to their seldom used fullback, George Spithorst, who's a big guy.
He is. Normally he's a blocker, Will. Occasionally a pass receiver. Don't see him get the ball, mostly the tailback. He looked real strong with that 7.5-yard gain.
2nd and 3 from the Folsom 26. The Herd on the move. I formation, turn and give. They blast straight ahead. Good line surge, and they're very close to a first down.
Well, once again, they decide to run up the middle. Looks a little short.
Spithorst with another carry. Here's another look at it.
Well, looks like enough. Here you see him going inside again. Good push by the O-line and moving the chains, and we're in the 1st and 10 again.
Gain of 4. They needed 3. 1st and 10 from the Folsom 22. An impressive drive thus far by the Herd to open the 3rd quarter. Under center, Mikado, turn and give. Not this time. Number 5 in a bear hug, Ariel Ngata.
Well, it appeared to me like that Folsom front, Iverson, Ngata, Laura, all stunted to the overset. It looked like they shifted the fullback to the play side. As we look at this again, there's a give, running off tackle, but great penetration in there, particularly by Ariel Ngata, having a big night, Will.
Loss of 3, 2nd and 13 as they're pushed back to the 25-yard line. Play fake. Mikado stretches up. He's rushed hard, scrambling, and throws off balance, incomplete, trying for a safety valve to Spithorst. 3rd and 13. Boy, that's what you call a hurry.
You're telling me it was a hurry. We've got a Bulldog down on the field.
See if we can spin that one again. Again, tremendous pass pressure on Mikado, forcing the incompletion.
Illegal block in the back on the offense. 10-yard penalty for the spot of the foul.
Penalties against Elk Grove, block in the back.
Well, let's see if we can pick it up. Look at the pressure on him. Watch him reverse his field and get the ball away, but nothing there. Shamar Jones chasing him all over the place.
And that was Micah Iverson right on his heels. Didn't have a chance to see the injury occur, but I believe it's going to be Justin Viega, 44, who had limped off several plays earlier, may have aggravated a leg injury, but he's going to be coming off mostly under his own power, and he's had a tremendous season and a heck of a game tonight. Normally wears 56 tonight, donning number 44. He came into the game with 25 tackles and a sack and 2 fumble recoveries, and he's added to all those categories except the fumbles.
He certainly has. And he's been a big part of their D all year long, along with Iverson, Ngata, and Laura. And, of course, linebackers Johnson, Holt, and Gulwick, as you see the penalty marched off.
There's an illegal block in the back, and that's probably what did in Justin Viega. So they spot the football all the way back to the Folsom 47-yard line.
When they say it's 2nd and miles, we take a look at those chains, and it's a long way.
Let's call it 2nd and 35.
Big screen! Watch screen! Watch drop!
Under center, Mikado's got a lot of mileage to make up. Short drop, looking, pressured, hurried, fires on the run to the sideline, broken up and intercepted on a deflection. How about that? Rupchuk in the secondary, and he has come up huge tonight. 2 touchdowns, and now heads-up interception on a deflected ball. Let's take a look.
Let's have a look there. Machado under pressure, flushes the pocket, goes downfield. He has a receiver down there, but a great play. Rupchuk, it deflects off the receiver's hands. Rupchuk is right there gathering it in for the pick.
Didn't see who made the contact from behind, but it was that hit that broke it up, enabling Rupchuk to get the pick. So credit the DB hitting the receiver from behind at the precise moment the ball arrived.
It looked like DeMario McLean with a hand in there.
Handoff, lateral running, gets a yard, no more. Good containment on the carry by Eric Davis. Slight gain, maybe a foot. 2nd and 10. Davis now 3 carries for 5. Curry rolling, throwing deep right sideline, got a man wide open. A catch, touchdown Bulldogs. Jack Say wide open. 55 yards, Curry to Say. Oh my goodness. Bombs away, another look.
Watch this all day to throw. Curry back to pass, rolls right, goes deep down in the corner. Say wide open. No corner to be found.
I would say that's a breakdown in the coverage.
Very definitely. You can't run that coverage with that.
Troy Calderara on for his 4th PAT attempt. And got it. 2 catches for 67 yards for Say. One of them pay dirt, and here's how it looked.
Let's look here. There's no safety help here coming over the top. The corner is beat. The pass is down the field, and that's it.
We'll be back. A lot more to come on the Hometown Sports Game of the Week. How about that, Dave Larson?
Me and my boy Matt had it good. He had catnip that was off the hook. But one day, he brings a girl home, and she's allergic to cats. Every sneeze was a nail in my coffin. Now I'm in a shelter. It's decent, but they don't even have Wi-Fi.
Elk Grove badly in need of something big on special teams, about ready to receive Troy Calderado's 5th kickoff as the Bulldogs strike quickly, 55 yards, 2 plays in 37 seconds from the 11-yard line. Out across the 25. And Burns with the run back. Average field position, slightly above average. 1st and 10. Elk Grove. The Herd operating from its 28-yard line.
Well, once again, this game is far from over, but believe me, Elk Grove has got to do something here, being behind 28-3 against number 1 ranked Folsom. You can see why they're number 1 ranked.
I can see why.
No such thing as 12 in the huddle. Doesn't matter, there's no such thing as that.
Don't know the source of the confusion here, but our game referee, Renan Maddox, sorting things out as we see a conference there with Coach Nixon, Mikado, and Maddox. Folsom has received a sideline warning. Thank you, Gary Martin. That's one of the rare things they have not done well this evening.
Well, they've reached some sort of agreement. as to what is going on, and hopefully we have clarity both from the official standpoint and the coach's standpoint.
We're reaching midway third at the 7:02 mark. Elk Grove badly in need of some offense. Turn and give. Stymied at the line of scrimmage and shoved back after reaching the 30. Not much there.
Well, as the clock is ticking away, we've talked about Folsom's big play ability tonight, scoring quickly. Zian Thomas really with a couple of yards up the middle, and that's about it. The Folsom front closes quickly.
Gain of 2, 2nd and 8 from the Elk Grove 30. Out of the pistol this time. Mikado fires deep over the middle. Boom! A solid shot and a penalty marker flies. Brandon Rupchuk with the hit. And we'll see about the penalty. Well timed and decisive, but maybe helmet to helmet. I shouldn't speculate.
Well, Jake Jordan got hit pretty good there. The wide out.
On the defense, 15 yards. First down.
Rupchuk with a big hit. And you can hear the Folsom crowd, can't you, Will?
I can hear his footsteps all the way from up here. Another look.
Watch
Brandon
Machado.
Rupchuk, number 23. Boom. Where's the penalty? What's the penalty?
Well, head-to-head is what he called, I guess.
That's apparently what the call is, but I didn't see it. Of course, my vision has been under scrutiny for years. 1st and 10, Herd from the Elk Grove 45, plus 15 on the penalty. Mikado under pressure, hurried into an incompletion.
We got a penalty. There's things going on in the pocket, and I can't tell if it's a hold, face mask.
Well, personal foul against Folsom, I guess. We did not have clarification from our game referee, but they're moving in that direction, so let's have it now. Okay, here's the announcement. Give it to us. No? Okay.
Well.
That was indecisive.
Well, we certainly could give it to our viewers if we had some mechanics. Couldn't we, Will?
Back-to-back 15-yard penalties. Well, Elk Grove right now needing all the help they can get, so they're grateful to accept that penalty. Quick hitch, left side, complete. And the run after the catch is impressive. Big speed, near sideline. Well, their big play guy, DeMario McLean, turned on the heat and ran it up the sideline impressively. One of the biggest gains of the night for Elk Grove. Shoved out just outside the 10. They're going to spot it at the 13-yard line. 1st and 10 from the 13.
Well, DeMario McLean with a nice reception.
Plus
and what
27.
I like, the run after, Will, he's a 6'2" big receiver.
Well, he's got 4 receiving TDs this year, averaging 16.5 per catch. He got all that. Mikado to the end zone, broken up. Nice solo coverage, one-on-one. Same receiver who's having a word with our back judge. And we're going to...
16 Cornelius, Richard Cornelius with a good defense.
He's having a heck of a season. Let's look at that coverage.
Let's take a look at this. Cornelius is right with him, and as the receiver turns, he returns. That's great defense.
Inside position.
Great defense.
Mikado now 10 for 20 for 120. And he had the biggest gain passing on the previous play to McLean. He's getting chased clear out of the yard and throws it away. That's called a hurry.
Big time hurry. He's had many tonight.
3rd and 10 from the 13. Sideline conference is brief as Spithorst comes back onto the field along with Mikado. 3rd and 10. Heavy pass pressure has been constant tonight by the Bulldogs on Mikado. Staggered eye, turn and fake. Throw back against the grain. Well-constructed play, but dragged down outside the 5. Shy of a first by a few on the hook up to Burns out of the backfield.
Well, good coverage in there by Folsom's. 59, Drew Holt.
4th and 4, gain of 6. Football at the 7-yard line, and Elk Grove really has no choice but to go for a touchdown here. They have a choice, but
not much of a choice.
They're staring up at a 28-3 deficit.
Drew Holt with great coverage on that play with a nice tackle.
Oh, here we go. Hold on to yourselves. Out of the pistol. Mikado works left, throws over the middle. Broken up. Wow. Eric Davis and Rupchuk right there at the point of contact on the pass intended for tight end Jake Bilecki. No.
Tanner Ward.
Well, just say it.
Tanner Ward with a great defensive effort there.
5:12 to go, and the ball goes over as the drive is busted. Let's take a look.
Okay, there you see Machado ready to throw. Goes down to the goal line, and you see a great effort there by Tanner Ward stopping the play.
Well, Davis is right on top of him. Left side running to the near side. Couple of broken tackles and out across the 10. Let's see where they give him progress. Gain of 3, 2nd and 7. So the Elk Grove drive fizzles on 4th down, and now the Bulldogs working for some field position. Curry looks right all the way, fires, has a slant. Complete, look at that zigzag move to the near sideline. Big speed, oh my goodness.
Mr. Rupchuk having a night.
He is splendid. Spin the replay dial, here we go.
Okay, there you see the pass down right across on the crossing route. Watch Rupchuk here.
That's Stallworth to the sideline. 1st and 10.
All right, corrected here. Stallworth with a great move.
Gain of 25. Inside running. Boy, oh boy, what the... Here's the play once again.
And there you see the pass right over the middle.
Rupchuk. So we saw a different play earlier.
Yeah.
Needless to say, the football is at the Folsom 39-yard line with 4:01 to go. Clock rolling, late 3rd. And again, the Bulldogs on the move. 2nd and 6.
Get to the sticks, get to the sticks.
Curry, great protection. Now he's hit hard and sacked. Boy, that...
One of the few times tonight.
Ooh, Marshawn Hunter closed that ground fast. That was an impressive sack.
Well, that's one of the few times that Curry's been hurried or sacked.
Loss
tonight.
of 5 on the 2nd sack of the evening. Football back to the 34-yard line, so make it 3rd and 11. Clock rolling with 3:20 to go. Time becoming a huge factor now. Late 3rd. Curry over the middle. He's got, looks like 1st down yardage on the grab there that time.
Joe.
Yep.
Ningata with a nice grab right on his knees. Cleverly thrown by Curry and enough to pick up the 1st down once again.
It's his 2nd catch of the game. 36 receptions now. and he's hit pay dirt 6 times. There are a lot of targets for Curry to go to. 1st and 10 at the Bulldog 46. Rupchuk was in motion, but whistles are going to blow this play dead. Probably a penalty.
Dead ball. False start.
Against Folsom.
Offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay to them.
1st and 15. Football back to the Folsom 41. Curry's having a superlative ball game. Rushed hard now. Ball stripped away, and he falls on it to make the recovery. Again,
Hunter
linebacker Marshawn Hunter.
Well, knocked it out of his hand, and Curry recovered it. Have a look at the pressure by Hunter coming from the outside in, and then knocks it out of Curry's hand, but Curry wisely recovers his own fumble.
Loss of 5, 2nd and 20 from the Bulldog 36. Curry looks left, looks right, gets rushed hard, but dumps it off, and he's got a completion to Rupchuk, who's gang tackled and dropped for a 1-yard loss.
Excellent coverage over there. Dylan Eldred with great coverage over there.
And George Spithorst also went on the play. So it brings up a 3rd and 21. And we see the football being moved back now.
5-2.
Holding on the line.
So it remains 2nd down. But it's going to be 32 yards or so. 2nd and 35, I should say, with the football at the Folsom 21 as the Bulldogs are going backward. Just 1:42 left in the 3rd.
Well, he's got single coverage up top again, Will. They've scored 2 touchdowns on it. He may go there again.
A screen, well diagnosed, but some impressive running to get a few yards out of that. But Rupchuk unable to shake loose. So it's going to bring up a 3rd now.
What where they've got hurt, Elk Grove D is playing single coverage on the far side, Will, 1-on-1. Okay, they've gotten hurt, burned bad, Stallworth on the other side of the field, 1-on-1 coverage.
Stallworth 5 grabs for 176 yards and a TD. Curry fires incomplete on a crossing pattern. The ball juggled by Rupchuk off target. 4th now and 26 from the Folsom 30. So Curry likely to punt here for one of the few times. Going into the game, he had only punted 4 times all season.
Well, he's got 2 tonight, and watch him shift and punt again.
Less than a minute to go. Not a good punt. It may have even hit a lineman, but it's going to take a Folsom roll all the way to the Elk Grove 35-yard line.
It looked
36.
like, yeah, that was a great punt since it bounced off the shoulders of the offensive line. 36-yard punt with a deflection off the shoulder pads of the interior line.
So from the Elk Grove 36, the Herd has 42 seconds left here in the 3rd for the Herd. Well, this Folsom Junior Bulldog program is impressive, but boy, oh boy, how young do they go? Quick hitch, right side. Short gain as Jonas McMillan is spun out of bounds along the near sideline. Correction. The catch made by number 8, Demario McLean.
Well, they can go to that. It only netted them 4 yards, Will, but The short side is very easy to throw through, and you can make that throw in about 1.5 or less. And you can, I know it's only 3, 4, 5 yards, but it's there.
Mikado goes to the same side. There it is. As you say, it's there, and it's good for first down yardage to the midfield stripe. Same combination. McLean with the grab, back to back. And with 23 seconds to go, clock is stopped. With a 1st and 10 upcoming for the Herd at the Elk Grove 49.
Well, cornerback Cornelius gives a press look at the start and then backs off and cushions. If he'll do it again on the short side. He gives a real tight look, and then just before the snap, he gives ground a little bit.
Out of the pistol, Mikado goes left side, broken up, but grabbed off the rebound. However, it's going to be a no-gain scenario for wide receiver Gavin Reinwald. And it looks like the third quarter is, in fact, expiring. So we're going to turn our attention down to field level, and Rick Stewart. What you got, Stu?
All righty, I'm here with Howard Cadenhead. Howard, administrator turned coach. How do you feel right now going into the fourth?
Well, still a little nervous because I know Elk Grove is capable of scoring in some bunches, but I think we're doing well now. We finally got things opened up offensively, so feeling a little better.
All right. It's an off week for you guys. Obviously, you've probably got some paperwork here and there, but how big is this for a game in an off week?
Oh, it's good. It's good. We don't get as many kids as we would like because they tend to be out of town, and finals are coming, all kinds of different things. But great crowd, and Elk Grove traveled really, really well, so their crowd's impressive.
Anything surprise you about the game tonight, offensively, defense, either team?
Started a little slower than I thought. I thought we might see some more offensive fireworks at first, but it started a little bit slow, and teams, they're finally getting in the flow of things.
All right, Howard, thanks for all your support this year in all the games we've been here, and thanks for being with us, spending some time tonight.
Thank you.
All right, guys, back up to you.
Thank you very much, Rick Stewart. Howard Cadenhead, of course, longtime coach and administrator in this region. Gary Martin has given us some very provocative numbers here in total offense. Elk Grove in 57 plays has managed just 160 total yards, 2.8 per play, while Folsom has generated 354 yards on 36 plays, 9.8 per play.
Well, they're heading toward their average per game.
Mikado over the middle, incomplete as he throws high. Going that time for Jonas McMillan. 3rd and 11 from the Herd 48. We're just into the fourth quarter, and certainly happy to have you with us here for Access Sacramento's hometown sports game of the week. Jaden Mikado, 14 of 27 for 138 yards. This may be his season low at this point of the game. Still a quarter to go. The lefty drops back, flushed out and hit hard for a sack. Oh my goodness. That is how it's done. And this defense has been swarming and ruthless.
Drew
Holt.
Offense. Here you see Mikado back to pass. He flushes the pocket, trying to get away. Watch the nice hit here by Holt, putting him down.
The 6th sack of the game for this rampaging Bulldog defense.
Giving them 49 for the season.
7 sacks, minus 45. 6 sacks for minus 45. Woo. That's more than impressive. He's rushed again and hit, and a penalty marker comes out.
Well, there's no intended receiver over there, Will, and they could get caught for grounding, and they're going to give up the football anyhow.
Heavy pressure from Cruz Lara. Would you call that a hurry?
Well, that was a combo hurry, half sack. Well, let me just say this. They had 43 coming in, okay? Plus 6 tonight is 49 sacks for the year. Not bad. 49 sacks for the year.
That usually works for most teams. 1st and 10 as the ball goes over. Bulldogs working from the Elk Grove 46. Curry fires out to the left side. Rupchuk having a big game. Speed down the sideline. Shoved out of bounds finally on a TD saving tackle, you could say. Didn't take him off his feet, but got him out of bounds. And a penalty marker is going to wipe it out.
Let's see what we have here.
Holding on the offense, 10-yard penalty, still first down.
Minus 10, make it 1st and 20.
For you viewers out there, you're going to see that young man returning next year. He's one heck of a back with tremendous speed. Great receiver, good hard running back. Like I said, he's got speed to burn.
So minus 10 on the hold. There's been at least 3 of those against the Bulldogs, but they're leading this one 28-3 here early in the 4th with 10:56 to go. Curry, quick hitch, left side. Eric Davis dances the sideline and gets back to the original line of scrimmage and maybe a wee bit more.
They have so many playmakers playing wide out receiver. Davis and, of course, Stallworth, ever dangerous, both of them. And now you put Rupchuk in the slot. Sometime he plays running back and sometime he plays that slot receiver. Now you put him in the receiving core, you've got 3 breakaway guys.
And you got Jack Say hanging around with 32 catches and 7 touchdowns.
And Joe Nagata is around too.
And we haven't even seen Brad Jenner tonight, and he's had 6 touchdown catches. Curry, deep right side, going for Davis, wide open, a drop, but it's going to be pass interference against the Herd inside the 20.
Once again, there's no way you're going to run single coverage on them. I'll tell you.
Jordan defending on the play.
They've tried to run single coverage on Stallworth on the single receiver side, and it just hasn't worked tonight, Will.
Here's the call.
Pass interference on the defense. 15 yards from the previous spot. That'll be a first down.
Well, they get the pass interference call.
Oh,
Eric
yeah,
Davis. The referees have penalized Folsom 9 times for 110 yards, but it has not deferred this explosive offense. 1st and 10 from the Herd 31. After the pass interference, Curry, a quick bullet to Davis out to the right side, split the defense and crash inside the 25.
Again, what comes unnoticed on a lot of these short pass plays, Will, give credit to these guys making great yardage after the catch because they are big-time threats. But once again, every one of those wideouts are impressive when they are blocking without the football. They stalk block in the secondary extremely well.
All phases of the game to a level of excellence. Curry, 17 for 23 for 344, and he's upstairs for 3 TDs, maybe going for another. A slant inside the 5. What a grab. How about that for Stallworth? Defended in the secondary. Bilecki was there, but to no avail. Here's another look. A pinpoint strike by Smokin' Joe.
Here it is. Look at that with coverage all over him.
McLean was all over him. So here they go from the 2. Smack it home. Rupchuk, his 3rd score of the day. Brandon Rupchuk. How about that? It comes at the 9:40 mark early in the 4th, and the Bulldogs are pouring it on. After a slow start in a sluggish first quarter, this offense averaging 48 per game has come alive. Troy Calderara, 5 for 5. As we go to break, it's been the Brandon Rupchuk show as that offensive line smashes deep in the red zone. We'll be right back for a lot more of the Hometown Sports Game of the Week. How you doing, Dave?
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
Quick striking Folsom adds to their holiday plate with a 46-yard, 5-play drive. A minute 24 is all it took, and here's the Calderara kickoff.
Oh, get the ball! Get the ball!
They let it bounce, and it's nearly recovered by Folsom. However, the Herd falls on it inside their 20 for poor field position.
Well, at this point in time, Will, with 9:38 remaining in this ball game and a 35-3 lead here, again, it's not over, but you look at the sideline, Coach Richardson very happy with all his players. Who wouldn't be? As you see the entire coaching staff, the wide receiver coach, Coach Cosby, ex-Dallas Cowboy, having a blast with his receiving core. And I tell you, who wouldn't when you had guys like Say, Nagata, Stallworth, and Davis, among others.
Near side running by Burns. He's out across the 20. It's about nearly a 5-yard pickup, but I couldn't agree more with you there, Coach.
Yeah, it's nice to have that kind of depth, etc. And these kids are well disciplined. They run great routes. I love the system. And like I said, how many teams face a system like this during the year? Probably none.
It's a gain of 3. Football at the 22, 2nd and 7. Mikado straightens up and fires a bullet over the middle. Nice pinpoint strike, but they're going to wave it off. Evidently, it was juggled at the 35-yard line.
Well, I think the story here is the pressure. Great effort by Bilecki, the linebacker. Jake Bilecki having a good year, coming in tonight with 79 tackles and 2 sacks. But pressure, outside and inside pressure, has forced the Elk Grove to get the ball off in a hurry. And when they're not sacked, they're being hurried.
Burns, meanwhile, 16 carries for just 41 yards. Mikado upstairs, a bullet dropped by Jonas McMillan.
Well, I tell you, it's 4th down, and it looks like the punt team coming in. That's not holding the football very long.
No, 3 incompletions after a 3-yard run. Should say 2 incompletions after a 3-yard run. Now Mikado, 14 of 30 for 138 yards and the interception by Rupchuk.
Not a good night for a young man who's thrown 35 TDs coming into this contest.
Zach Reinwald, who's had a tough night punting, hits one high but short, but it takes an Elk Grove roll trickling into Bulldog territory at the Folsom 47. A 31-yard punt, his longest out of 5 this evening.
Well, once again, Folsom this time in great field position on the 42-yard line with a short field to drive, only not much, 50-plus yards, and this is nothing for an outfit like that can strike quickly in the air as well as on the ground.
Jack Say lined up almost out of bounds along the far side. Curry, deep sideline route. Rupchuk, a catch, danced the sidelines, and he's in bounds inside the Herd 30. Wow.
What more can you ask of him now? A ball underthrown. Rupchuk is having the game or career night here.
And
there it is, underthrown. Watch him come back.
Curry's numbers are off the chart, and Rupchuk is having a superlative game. 1st and 10 from the Herd 28. Curry chased and throws out of bounds to salvage the play. 2nd and 10 upcoming.
Well, Brandon Rupchuk has done it all tonight. Just has done it all.
Yes, he has.
Curry having another big night, heading for 400 yards.
Heading for 404 scores, it looks like. And the defense has been every bit as good of a highlight for Folsom tonight as any other area. Eric Davis, left side running, turn on the speed, turn the corner, 1st down and more. Eric Davis. Here's another look. Look at that close up from field level.
Watch this handoff hit here. Eric Davis turning the corner.
Smoking Joe Curry, 19 of 26 for 398 and at least 3 scores. I don't see the usual fight out of this Elk Grove team right now. To the corner, incomplete.
Well, it was thrown to his back shoulder that time. Curry'd like to have that one back, but, you know, he's in a groove. He's getting great protection. There's no pressure on him. He's got wide receivers running great routes, wide open.
And then he mixes it up with the run game. Davis just ran for 18 yards. Rupchuk's been dynamite. And whistles will stop play.
Encroachment on the defense. Half this to the goal. 2nd down.
Okay, dead ball penalty against Elk Grove. They encroach half the distance. 2nd and goal from the 5. So Curry and company up to the line, looking to fire another bullet into the heart. He looks right and fires to the end zone. Touchdown Bulldogs on a strike to Eric Davis. And the Bulldogs just keep pounding away.
The backbone is frozen solid. Like
41-3 at the 8:21 mark. 5 yards, Curry to Davis. Troy Calderara trying to go 6 for 6. Spotted clean, booted. Not this time.
All right, as we look at this again, here's Curry going to Davis inside. Nice catch right on the goal line.
Lots more to come on the Hometown Sports Game of the Week as the Bulldogs continue to pour it on.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever you are.
Well, it's quite apparent that all season long, all decade long, and certainly tonight, the Folsom Bulldogs have specialized in offensive proficiency and to go hand in hand with defensive domination. The Calderara chip kick, fielded at the 25, and a return nearly to the 35. And that's where Elk Grove will set up shop here, starting with 8:08 to go and a running clock. Running clock, it's the last thing I expected in tonight's ball game, but that's the rule as I recall, Coach.
35-point differential as agreed upon by the coaches and officials. So that's the way it'll be unless the score changes.
Oh my goodness. First and 10, Elk Grove.
One wouldn't expect that in a playoff game, really, but.
And a penalty is going to push Elk Grove back. What do you see there, Coach?
Well, it appears that we know this game is out of hand score-wise, but Elk Grove maybe trying to do something here to at least get on the scoreboard one more time.
First and 10 from the Herd 18. Burns trying to get outside, steps away from two tacklers and then gets tagged hard, crossing the 20. This defense has been super duper.
Well, once again, if anybody out there questions that Folsom can only score and not play D, and seeing this contest tonight, this is a great defensive effort. They've had quarterback Machado running for his life. They've pretty much shut down the run game, forcing Machado to throw and forcing him to constantly flush the pocket.
Deep right sideline, well overthrown, double coverage on the play. And Reinwald having no chance to get open on that. Aside from early season shutouts of Pleasant Grove 55-0 and Granite Bay 42-0, this is the fewest points Folsom has allowed all season.
Well, yes, as you look at down their schedule where they have won that tough SFL league, beating some fine football teams. But again, I think you've seen this D come around here lately when you can hold a team like even Oak Ridge to 16, and then in the playoffs here, of course, having easy games with JFK and Sheldon, a pretty decent football team holding them to 14. You can see their D from about midseason on has come on strong.
That it has. Clock rolling at the 5:25, 2nd and 19 from the Elk Grove 9-yard line. Right side running to the flag and bounced out of bounds with a hard shot. So,
well, as you said, Will
Thomas with the carry.
With going out of bounds, the clock continues to run as agreed upon during this 35-plus differential into a running clock and down into the 4-minute stage here. And this game is pretty much in hand, 41-3. And it appears like Thomas, with only 22 yards and 9 carries, their backfield has been limited big time.
Limited. This defense has been spectacular. Mikado, quick shot out to the right side, short yardage play. That was a 3rd and 8 from the 20.
Well, when seedings are done in these tournaments, Will, it appears the seeding committee did an outstanding job. As you see McMillan with the grab. Looking ahead on into next week, it looks like the number 1 and number 2 seeds are going to meet for the sectional championship.
Gain of 1 on the play. 4th and 7 from the 21. And this might be, unless they can convert here, this might be the final offensive play of the season for Elk Grove. And they punt. It bounds right on the 50-yard line and takes a Herd bounce for about another 8 yards to the Folsom 42.
Well, I think you're going to see Coach Richardson putting in some clean jerseys, and I would be very surprised if they throw the football. I think you're going to see some runs and some knees.
No one here anticipated a running clock. And I want to remind you that we'll be announcing our players of the game.
Okay, hey, back up.
Well, there you see a good inside run. And like I said, I think Coach Richardson is just going to keep the ball on the ground and continue to move the clock. Once again, you're going to see some knees and some runs, perhaps. Really.
2:35 to go. Yes, we're stymied here, Coach.
Well, I've got my part done. Okay, here you go, Folsom over the football, and once again you'll see run, the clock moving at 2:20 and moving. Is an inside give, straight into the line for about a 1-yard pickup.
Clock continuing to roll on the running clock scenario. Boy, who would have thunk it here with just over 2 minutes to go.
I don't think anyone, including the Folsom fans, who have got to be extremely pleased at the performance of their team. Well, that pulling lineman was starting to pull before the ball was snapped.
False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. We played it down.
So that will go against the Bulldogs with 1.5 minutes to go. And a shocking outcome in tonight's game. And as I've said a few times already, who would have anticipated this? No one, certainly. Total domination tonight by the top-ranked Folsom Bulldogs.
Well, that's the reason they're number one, and they've showed year in, year out, when it comes to big-time games, they rise to the occasion. And from what we hear down in Stockton, it looks like number one versus number two next week, Will, and we'll elaborate a little more on that later.
That would be the number one seed right here, Folsom, and number two, St. Mary's of Stockton.
Right.
That tonight rolled.
Yes, they rolled
over
a good Oak Ridge ball club, because we had them here, and they lost a tough game, a 17-16 game to Folsom here. So you got to know St. Mary's has got something, and they do a great job. Coach Tony Franklin down there does a tremendous job with that ball club, and that's a great matchup.
Year in and year out, they are dynamite. And whistles are blown here again with 15 seconds and winding down. Illegal procedure against Folsom. Mere formality.
That's just another way to run the clock, just because the clock continues to go.
And certainly Coach Richardson has orchestrated the end of this ball game, and this one is in the book, and it could not have been stated more emphatically than the top-ranked Folsom Bulldogs have done here this evening, with an all-around complete game, 41-3 destruction of number 3 Elk Grove, the number 4 seed in the Division I bracket this season, Coach.
Well, once again, another one for the SFL. In that, when we talk about conferences, another one for the SFL. Del Oro from the SFL, of course. Look at the teams out here showing their sportsmanship, Will.
As well they should. Two outstanding ball clubs. A tough one for Coach Chris Nixon and the Herd after another superlative season. This marks the 5th consecutive year they have reached the section final, and the 5th consecutive year they have come up short.
Of course, last year we saw the barn burner in the finals, which could have gone either way, and of course that Elk Grove Ball Club was led by Robards, who had a phenomenal year, player of the year, and in a great game at Sac State. Tonight it was a different story from the start of this football game.
It certainly was, and a tribute to Coach Richardson and his entire staff, and to an all-around superlative performance by the host top-ranked Bulldogs. And tough luck, it just was not the night for the outstanding Elk Grove Thundering Herd. We invite you to stick around. We've got lots to bring forward on our post-game segment here, including identifying our players of the game and a word with Coach Richardson. Rick Stewart will do the honors with those interviews. So stick around. More to come tonight on Access Sacramento's hometown sports game of the week.
I'm one unlucky guy. The chance of being involved in a robbery is 1 in 757. The chances of being struck by lightning. 1 in 750,000.
Please fasten your seatbelts for unexpected turbulence.
The chances of being a victim in an airline crash? 1 in 29 million. Hey, could I get some peanuts? The chances of being involved in a car crash are far greater than lightning strikes and plane crashes. And if you are texting while driving, your risk of crash increases 23 times. Now, I may be an unlucky guy, but I don't have to be part of that statistic, and neither do you. Drive responsibly.
I'm only 17, but I know about investing. Believe in something, buy shares in it, watch it grow. So, what if you could invest in the future? The future of kids, like a stock. Not the kind of stock that's about making money, but a stock for social change. A whole new kind of investment called Better Futures. When you invest, it helps kids go to college. I could be one of the first college graduates from my family, the first philanthropist from my neighborhood. And if I'm the first, then maybe there's a second and a third. Believe in us, invest in us, watch us grow. My name is Sydney, and I'm your dividend.
The verdict is in, and the decision is final this evening here in Folsom at Prairie City Stadium, where tonight, in a Division I semifinal round battle, the top-ranked 11-1 Folsom Bulldogs play perhaps their most stellar all-around game and blast the 11-1 Elk Grove Thundering Herd tonight. Lots of heroes for the winners. And let's go ahead and splash our graphic for the players of the game. And well-deserved honors here tonight for the visiting Thundering Herd. Sophomore running back Jayden Burns. We are going to hear his name a lot in upcoming seasons. Did his best tonight. And Brandon Rupchuk, what can you say on both sides of the football? 3 TDs, a key pass interception, a big-time hit that probably goes on a highlight reel. Rick Stewart is standing by with our players of the game and Victoria's head coach Chris Richardson. Rick?
Great players tonight for the players of our game. First off, for Elk Grove, the Thundering Herd, Jayden Burns. Jayden, tough game out there. I mean, was it what you expected from them defensively?
No, they came out and played real tough. I did not expect that at all. But, yeah, I just kept on fighting, trying to with my team.
You know, it's a bad, sour taste to end the season, but you guys had a stunningly good season all year long.
Yeah, we did. We started off real strong. We had a slip up against Davis, and we lost, and we picked it up from there and kept on winning to get here.
Well, it's not really a slip up because Davis did really well in league. I don't know whether I'd call that a slip up.
Yeah, but we expected to win that game.
Okay, now you had a really good game tonight, and there's no shame in losing to these guys. You know, you guys are on the same level, and it was just one of those nights where they put a bunch of plays together.
Yeah, they sure did. I mean, we were trying to figure out how to stop them all week long, and what to execute on and what to practice on.
You played good tonight. Thanks, Jaden, for being our player of the game.
Thank you.
All right. All right, we're going to turn now. Brandon Rupchuk. Brandon, tremendous game. Couple touchdowns. You intercepted a ball, didn't you? Which is better, touchdowns or interception?
It don't really matter. I mean, it's more for the team.
Yeah.
It's not for individual performance, but it's for the team most of all.
It looked from the sidelines early that they were putting pressure on you guys to pass. Like they're keying on stopping the run and making you guys pass. Is that what it looked like?
Not exactly, because I feel like our offense can do run and pass the ball, so it's not really depending on what the defense thinks, more of what we think.
What'd you see on the 2 touchdowns? Anything special that lit up your eyes and it was like, there it is?
The holes. Our O-line has just the best performance on every week. So,
several years now you've had good, really, really good offensive line. And I'm not going to say that people didn't expect that coming in this year, but it maybe wasn't as highly regarded in some people's eyes, but they did the job.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I feel like just in general, like we did, this is what we did as a team, and we got the W. So now we got next week, and now we got to worry about next week.
Big team, St. Mary's. Did you know anything about them? Anything to expect at this point, or just take it as it comes?
I mean, now we're taking it as it comes because we played them last year, and it was a good game. So we're expecting a very good game out of St. Mary's next week.
All right. Well, good job tonight. Very, very, very tremendous effort all the way around, offensively to defensively, you guys. Congratulations. Best. Good luck next week.
Thank you.
All right, Brandon. Coach, I don't know. I mean, I expected this amount of points from you personally going in. I didn't expect 3 points defensively.
Well, yeah, neither did I. I thought it'd be a little bit more of a shootout. Again, our defense played incredible tonight, so hats off to Coach Cole, my defensive coordinator, my defensive coaches, and obviously the kids executed beautifully tonight. Again, that's if we can hold somebody to 3 points, we'll take it.
Anybody to 3 points, let alone Elk Grove.
Absolutely. I mean, they were coming. They had 2 40-plus point games coming into this game, and again, I'm really proud of the way our kids played defensively tonight.
Was there anything in particular you were looking for to try and stop defensively?
Just get them in long yardage situations. We knew they were going to run power and get in power I and come downhill at us, and if we could get them in long yardage situations and then play our zone blitz and play some coverage behind. We thought we'd get after them a little bit with our pass rush. Again, I didn't know it'd be to this extent.
This was more blitzing and really serious pressure on the quarterback that I've ever seen in you guys' games. Maybe you just didn't need it.
Yeah, that was one of the plans. We thought we could overload them with some zone blitz stuff and overload their protections. Again, their strength is running the ball. So we thought if we can get them in those long yardage situations and then heat it up and come after them, that we would get there. And obviously we were able to do that tonight.
Final question for you tonight. A couple of weeks ago when we saw you, you were really down on yourself for your play calling. How would you grade yourself for play calling tonight?
Much better, absolutely. I'll take it. That was kids executed well, and again, anytime you're holding a team to 3 points, but as long as our goal is to get to 50. We weren't quite there, but I'll take 41 anytime.
Well, outstanding game tonight, Coach, and good luck next week against St. Mary's. All right, thanks, Coach. All right, there you go. Back upstairs. Great game tonight.
Well, I couldn't agree more. Coach Richardson certainly delighted with this performance, and he didn't expect a rout any more than we did or anyone else who showed up here tonight. But certainly the outcome tonight had to be, something that would add another feather to his cap and the entire staff as he singled out his defensive coordinator. Certainly Sam Cole did his homework, and they performed brilliantly this evening. And we do have some final numbers to post. Gary Martin and spotter David Stewart did an exemplary job tonight, again crunching numbers as our official statistics have come in. And here, Coach Domino, is the final picture for team stats.
Well, let's look at that. Talk about great D holding Elk Grove to 29 yards. Of course, they didn't get much themselves, 45. They didn't need it. Passing yards, 149. 403 yards for Joe Curry. Great protection up front. Tremendous receiving core. Total offense, 178, 448. First down, 16-14. But that wasn't the story. Look at the penalties. Despite a 120 yards of penalties. It didn't matter. Turnovers, none for Folsom, 1 for Elk Grove. A great pick by Rupchak. He had it all tonight. 3 touchdowns plus a pick. Time of possession, 29-18. Now, they won the, that's about the only thing they did win is the time of possession. Certainly the scoreboard didn't indicate they weren't able to run the football on top of it and then pressure at least 7 sacks versus Machado, giving them 50 sacks for the season, which is an incredible number. And I'll tell you what, if you didn't know about the Folsom D now, people do know about it. And quite frankly, they came away from this football game. You can't put, your game plan is one thing, but your kids have got to execute it, and their kids executed the coach's game plan.
To the letter. Not much really was on the negative side for Folsom tonight, except 11 penalties assessed against them, costing them 120 yards, overcome with 448 yards of offense. And let's give you some individual numbers, starting with Elk Grove. Burns, 17 carries for 47. Thomas, 9 carries for 22. Mikado was sacked and harassed relentlessly, hurried all night long, 45 yards lost in sacks. McMillan had 4 catches, Reinwald 3. They were effectively checked and neutralized. For Folsom, Curry, with his brigade of super receivers, 20 of 28 for 403. He threw 3 touchdowns without an interception. Touchdown receptions by Stallworth, Say, and Davis. Just outstanding. And in the run game, Davis had 4 carries for 23. They got Simmons 4 for 19. It just was an all-around effort. Rupchak was dynamite as a receiver, as a running back, as a defensive back. He had the interception to shut down one drive. I don't know what else a team can do in an all-around effort in such a big game, a D1 semifinal.
Well, it is, and you know what's evident here, Simmons, who's been their top runner yard-wise all season long, didn't really have to play a big role here tonight. He carried the ball a few times, and certainly the run game, they didn't need the run game, but when you take Rupchak now and add him to some of the top defensive players we've seen all year, we've got to add him to one of the top defensive backs in the areas as well as his offense. He can run the football, he's an outstanding receiver, and plays good D.
And that young man had a quality interview in our post-game show, very composed, very poised, had the big picture in mind, complimentary of the opposition, and what I would call demonstrating guarded optimism in their upcoming section final against a tough St. Mary's ball club.
And one thing he added to everything you've mentioned, Will, is that his individual stats are meaningless. It's what the team does. He gave total credit to his teammates and the goal in mind, and just forget my stats.
And that's a trademark of Chris Richardson's ball club and his entire coaching staff. They teach that. It's part of education. It's part of grooming and indoctrination, and it reeks of class. And that's why they're first class, first cabin, blue chip in all regards. And that's why they've stayed at the top of the heap for a decade.
Very well said, and they do. They come to play. And if you look back, their only loss of the season, that was way back. And yes, that marred their schedule. That was way back, months and months ago. That lost to Sac, and they were coming back in that football game. If time permitted a little longer, they'd have come back, despite having more turnovers than they've ever had in any single contest, Will. But they clearly, from that point on, went on a winning streak and went unstoppable. The defense got better. The wide receivers are just a class act of their own. They run great routes. Yards after the catch, they've got it all. So they go into this contest next week against a tough St. Mary's team in a game that I think everyone wants to see, number 1 versus number 2 seed.
I think that would be eagerly anticipated by all section football fans. And, the pride of Stockton is going to represent again. I think St. Mary's has been notable, but not really carried at the top of the chart when the media covers the entire Sac-Joaquin section.
That's a good point, Will. And certainly they've been the best of the South. And now they come together, and Coach Tony Franklin and his staff, they do a great job down here year in, year out. They're constantly getting to the quarters or the semis or winning the section. And I'll tell you what, I think the fans are in for a huge game, and I would think they'd draw a capacity crowd next week.
I'd be surprised if they didn't. They're brewing for it, and we heard Brandon Rupchuk say in the post-game interview that they faced and defeated St. Mary's a year ago, and those type of rematches always are fierce.
Oh, very tough. We've seen St. Mary's come up here and have great battles with Grant and Folsom year in, year out. They're well coached.
Well, we have some scores from around the area, Coach, and you mentioned on a little side note that we had several blowouts among the big games. Let's start here.
Well, let's look at that. Oak Ridge went down to Stockton to St. Mary's and got beat down there 61-21. Wow, that's a huge win. And, of course, Del Oro used to big-time competition. Antelope having a great season, unbeaten going into Del Oro, losing 50-10 down there. Another blowout game. Del Oro once again going on to the final. So the teams that are there every year, year in and year out. Look at this Christian Brothers American Canyon game. Christian Brothers having a phenomenal season this year. Once again, not having a problem in the finals.
Coach Carmazzi.
Yes, and Oakdale once again in the finals. Oakdale's versus Christian Brothers. Oakdale's been there in the finals many, many times. Merced played them pretty tough there for a while. Merced coming off that victory over Del Campo last week came around very strong. And now we have a Christian Brothers Oakdale final, which is a great matchup. Another local team, Christian Brothers, coached by the legendary Coach Carmazzi.
And it seems to me there's a Coach Hoskins also part of that brain trust.
Well, yes, Coach Hoskins there, his mentor. Capital Christian with a huge win over 42-14 over Coach Martello's Colfax ball club that constantly makes headway in the playoffs under Coach Martello. Capital Christian with a huge win. Gosh, we didn't have any close ball games tonight.
No, we did not, and certainly for the victors, they cruised and were front-running and having a ball. And for the losers, tough nights behind the 8 ball getting blasted. And here in Folsom tonight at Prairie City Stadium in a Division I semifinal round ball game, top-ranked Folsom takes apart the Elk Grove Thundering Herd by a final score of 41-3. And as Coach Domino mentioned, they will meet St. Mary's next week in the D1 final. Access Sacramento and the Hometown Sports Game of the Week television crew wish to extend their deep appreciation to the Folsom High School administration, particularly Athletic Director Lisa Finley, for their cooperation and assistance with the broadcast arrangements for this television production. The Hometown Sports Game of the Week is a special sports presentation of Access Sacramento in association with Play-by-Play Sports Productions. For the Imperator of Analysis, Jim Domino, Rick Stewart, Game Director Ronicia Harris, Engineer Richard Langley, Assistant Engineer Danny Mendonça, and our Executive Statistician Gary Martin with spotter David Stewart. I'm Will James. We thank you for joining us tonight and look forward to crossing your path again as the high school basketball season rapidly approaches. Stay tuned for more information. Again, 41-3 Folsom over Elk Grove. So long, everyone.
Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week is available for purchase on DVD. For more information, call Access Sacramento, 916-456-8600, extension 0. This has been a Hometown Sports Game of the Week broadcast from Access Sacramento. Major underwriting support this season for Hometown Sports Game of the Week on Access Sacramento is provided by the Sacramento Metropolitan Cable Television Commission. Access Sacramento also thanks Sharif Jewelers, fine jewelers since 1932. Sharif Jewelers, a longtime sponsor of community television. And Folsom Lake Honda, a proud sponsor of Access Sacramento's Hometown TV and Game of the Week, and a partner in our community, Folsom Lake Honda.